Hello and welcome back to the latest chapter of The Rising Dawn, the Sunken Soprano. I'm Sasha, your DM for this evening. Are we ready to go?
Yes, please.
Let the adventure begin. We catch up with the Dawnbringers on the lawless island of Lone Rock. Having been on a course south on the vaguest of instructions, Cassian finally came clean and explained what they had to do to help his mysterious friend. This friend transpired to be Madame Filiaretta Vincento Nostrata, an Ospean opera singer who died in a shipwreck on her way to Miratel over 100 years ago. While the party were in Shapeborn, Leah asked Cassian to retrieve her body, which had recently washed away from the shipwreck in the Bay of Blades, to give her a proper burial. Following the star map she provided, and after a concerning run-in with a bizarre storm on the edge of Dagon's Triangle, the Dawnbringers found themselves on the southeastern tropical region of Caldera. The walled island of Lone Rock was lawless and treacherous, its residents reveling in the freedom of consequence from their past deeds. With no leads as to where to start looking for Leah's remains, the party narrowly avoided a brawl in the streets with help from a supposed new ally, Hugo the half-orc. Hugo led them to a secret underground entertainment venue and introduced them to his friend and cohort, the flamboyant Angelique Lemoyne. However, things took a turn for the worse as the party's drinks were laced with poison and their newfound company transpired to be less amiable than first thought.
Then first thought, because I simped.
Take a sip.
Knew it was sus.
Very frickin' sus.
Very sus.
Okay. Party.
Hello.
Hello. You slowly regain consciousness in a dark space, no larger than perhaps 15 foot square at most. It's completely dark and icy cold, the sound of dripping water and the smell of sea salt and damp permeating your senses. Looking around yourselves, you see in shades of grey 3 walls of solid black rock and 1 wall of thick, heavy iron bars. The walls themselves are wet and your feet splash in a few centimetres of water if you choose to move around. Each of you is laying on a bench, also damp, and your clothes are wet through to the skin. Cassian and Astra, as well as Sariel, you feel groggy with the after effects of a poison running through your system. Your stomachs churn, head spinning a little as though hungover, and you think you'd be sick if you were to try and eat anything, but your mouths are dry and you are desperately thirsty. Vanden, a deep throbbing ache runs through your head, and the vision in your left eye is a little blurry. Bringing your hand up to it, you can feel a deep laceration crusted with blood, and more matting the hair in front of your face. After a moment, you begin to realise that you've been stripped of your weapons and most of your obvious belongings. Vanden's flashy armour, Cassian's book, your focuses, all your bags are gone. Astra, can you please make me a wisdom saving throw?
Can try.
Damn, son.
As you realise that none of your belongings are with you.
That's a 2, so it's 3.
A sudden pain jolts through the front of your head.
Jesus.
As you realise your pouch isn't on your belt. You haven't got your bag with you. You take 9 points of psychic damage.
Damn, anxiety be like that.
Is everyone okay? Where's my stuff? Where's my bag? I don't know, we're in some kind of cell. It's okay. Oh no, we need to get out. Everybody stay calm. Shit. Is there like any doorway in here or like anything we can see?
No doorway in the cell that you're in, but beyond the bars, you can see a number of other cells. Some are empty, but in others you can make out the shapes of people crowded into small spaces. To see anything else, make a perception check.
I'll crowd myself to the bars and try and see what I can.
25.
7, I'm panicking.
12.
It's okay, Astra, you're too engrossed in the fact that your bag is not on your person. Cassian and Vanden, if you look out of the bars, you can see that the cells that are occupied, they are full of people. In the majority, it looks as though the people within them are very rough, impoverished, unkempt individuals with missing teeth and weather-worn skin, and there's no noble features amongst anyone, so it looks as though these are sort of poorer sort of prisoners, pirates, like ruffians, those sort of people. All of them are either asleep or slumped against the walls. They all look exhausted. Vanden, you got 25. You'll see on a couple of them, like that you can see from this vantage point, those of them that you can see the hands of, they've got blood staining their knuckles and abrasions on their hands.
Okay, this is some sort of prison.
What happened to no lawmakers here? Who's keeping prisoners?
Those people we met in the cabaret. All three of you passed out. And then I don't know what happened to me.
How's your head?
Are you alright? I'll be okay.
But the question is why?
I don't know why. Hang on. I'm gonna pat myself down. Is there anything like still on me at all?
If you sort of pat into your pockets, you can find a couple of coins that you'd slipped in there, and as you stick your hand in, you pull something out. It's your signet ring that you hid earlier.
I am going to just cast, like, hold that in my hand to keep it dim and cast light onto the ring.
Okay.
Which is just an Asimar spell. So that's a 20-foot sphere of dim light, which if I cover it, keeps it dimmer.
Okay, but you've still got a sort of dim light coming out in...
Just into our cell. I'm trying to, like, sort of give us a bit of light for the sake of sanity.
Okay. Yeah, you light up the ring in your hand, and this dim light lights up the cell that you're in into sort of more vivid, like more than the shades of grey that you were seeing it previously. I need to get out.
Yeah, we will get out. We will.
Are we underwater? Sariel gestures to the water that's on the ground and the water dripping down the walls.
I'm gonna like swipe a finger through it and taste it. Is it salt water?
It's very salty, yeah.
I think we might be.
Okay.
Grand.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm gonna go up to the bars with the light and just sort of like flash it a little bit towards one of the other cells to try and get their attention.
Okay. As you do, you catch the eye of one person in the cell nearest to you. He holds up a hand against the sudden brightness.
Dim it down again.
Yeah, you can see it's a man in what looks like his late 30s with light brown hair, which looks dirty and dishevelled, as though he's been in here for a while. He's got a scruffy beard that's grown in, and he's looking just as beaten and bruised as anyone else. He looks at you, catches your eye, and sort of waves his hand as if to like get the light away, get it away. You hear footsteps from one end of a corridor.
I'll extinguish it and tuck it away very quickly.
As you do so, someone emerges from the darkness at the far end of the stockade, and a piece of heavy wood slams down onto your cell bars as a guard comes up, hissing and spluttering. Up close, you can see details on the humanoid silhouette of the guard. Barnacles and coral are encrusted on this guard's skin. His warped body, a horrific combination of marine features sprouting from an ordinary human body. You see cephalopod eyes, urchin spines, what looks like a fin, hair turned to seaweed, all mutated out of regular body parts. The guard's mouth opens, but all that comes out is a choked, watery noise. Sarah backs up. Just don't make a fuss, don't make a fuss.
Where are our things?
Astra. The guard just continues to screech at you and bang on the bars of the cell, as if prompting you to shut up.
I'm going to cast thaumaturgy on myself to make my eyes glow red and make my voice louder and just scream at him, "Where are my things?"
He stops banging on the bars and sort of regards you. And with the sort of watery noise that comes out of his mouth, it sounds like a laugh. Like he's just mocking you.
Can you make a Wisdom 14 save for me?
One moment.
Oh, Astra.
He makes it.
Okay, you kind of ruined the day that you crossed Verdant Astra.
Well, shit.
I will just raise my hands again and be like, we'll be quiet. No mistake.
The guard gives you all a pointed look and then slopes away back down the corridor.
Turn back to the group, like, whispering at this point. Okay, we have to come up with some sort of plan. They're obviously doing something to the other prisoners here. Their hands are calloused and bloody. Can you message them?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but no henna, no book. I'm out.
Okay, I'll go back up to the bars, like peer down both ends of the corridor to see whether the guard's sort of gone.
You look around and it seems that they've sort of sloped out of view.
Sort of whisper across, like, psst, to the guy in the other cell again.
The guy catches your eye and gives you a, what are you doing? Look.
Where are we?
He gives you a shrug and just suggests deep underwater.
Turn back to these guys. Okay, this is some sort of official sort of prison or dungeon. It should be looking at the bars.
Mm-hmm.
A loose or a hollow bar. If not, this is something makeshift. Then I walk up to them and just tap on them very quietly, looking for some sort of inconsistency.
No, they're all solid, and you try and shake them to see if any are loose, but everything's pretty sturdy in here.
Kind of have a poke around the walls to see if there's any loose stones or bricks or whatever.
Yeah, same again. It's pretty, well, I'd say watertight, but dripping wet as it is.
I don't know what we're gonna do. We will get out of here.
You hear psst back from the cell that you had addressed earlier,
Go straight back over to the bars.
and the man's looking backwards and forwards, like making sure there's no guards around. I would get a rest while if I were you. You're going to need it.
Why are we going to need it?
They're going to put you to work.
So they take us out of here.
Yes.
And that's a chance.
There's a chance.
Should be sometime soon.
Okay.
Just don't make a fuss or fight back. It'll be worse for you if you do.
I'll turn back to these guys again. Okay. Is everyone physically okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sariel?
You can see she's a little bit shaken, but trying her best to sort of hold it in.
Can you still cast?
She's looking around the cell, because she hasn't got her staff or anything on her. She sets her eyes on a pool of water on the floor and gathers it up in her hands and tries casting Druidcraft, and little flowers appear on the water. I think so.
Okay.
Astra hasn't moved from the bars at all. He's still just staring out.
Astra. Astra,
Yes.
we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get back to our ship. We'll find our things. I promise you.
I say let's take some time to find out what's going on here before we try and break out.
Play along. Keep your eyes open. We'll find an escape route.
Before too long, a light appears at the end of one end of the stockade, and a hooded figure comes into view. They are flanked by more of these fish-like guards, who seem to take that as a cue and start unlocking the cells, banging on the bars to wake people up and get them upright.
Okay, everybody stand back.
You you doing anything.
No, just waiting.
Yeah.
Watching.
Watching.
Yeah.
Simmering.
Yeah. They're coming through, banging on the bars with more bits of wood. Some of them have got tridents, spears.
And they're all like, it's like fishy.
Yeah, like fishy,
Monstrosities.
barnacle creatures.
Awful.
Yeah.
Davy Jones.
Flying
Yeah.
Dutchman core.
Yeah, it is. It's very much Flying Dutchman core. You and the rest of the prisoners are led out of the stockade and down into a sloping tunnel. The water drips louder and seems to run down the walls far more as you descend down the slope. As you're making your way down with this hooded figure leading you and more guards flanking you on every side, you come across another gaggle of prisoners being led back up the way, sort of in the opposite direction to you. Make a perception check.
15.
8.
Natural 1, 3.
So I'd say everyone notices this second group seem to be far more exhausted than the first, and all of them who are coming back up in the opposite direction, their clothes are soaking wet. Some of them are holding their hands as though in pain, and you can see that there's more blood and calluses and scraped skin on their knuckles. Vanden, you'll see, because you're familiar with this sort of thing, a few of them in the group coming up towards you. Some of them are wearing the uniform of the Farrelstadt Navy.
Damn. Okay.
Seeing that draws your attention to the fact that there are a couple of those people in your group, including the guy you were speaking to earlier.
Oof. Okay.
He catches your eye at one point and just sort of shakes his head, like to just not engage here.
Are we like cuffed at all, or are we just sort of everyone's free but they're like too exhausted to do anything?
Yeah, it's the case of that. There's no manacles or anything on anyone. It's just no one seems to have any morale or strength to fight back.
Okay, interesting.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Yeah. So as you get towards the end of this long tunnel, you can see that it slopes downwards again into dark water. There's another 2 hooded figures standing at the end of the tunnel, and they're holding their hands out and chanting in a language that none of you recognize. And they seem to be casting a spell on maybe 10 of the prisoners in your group at a time. You see a couple of individuals. There's a Triton, a Water Ganassi, a couple of Sea Elves. They are pushed forward without having a spell cast on them, and they're just shoved into the water, to which they sort of descend down. And as you get closer, you see that each group, after they've been chanted at, are being pushed into the water as well.
Okay.
You get closer and your group comes up to these hooded figures who start chanting at you as well in this unknown alien sounding language. And you will have all felt this before. A familiar sensation washes over you as the hooded figures cast water breathing on you.
At least that.
At least that. You two, with very little ceremony, are then shoved forward into the water. Sariel reaches a hand out to find Vanden's.
I'll take it. Okay, this is more important than my fear right now.
We've got you. Just don't make a fuss.
But look around, look up, are we still in a tunnel?
You're still in a tunnel, but as it sort of slopes down, it's as if the tunnel slopes downwards at like a sort of a vertical angle.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going down sort of 15, 20 feet.
Bit of a water slide.
Kind of a water slide, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And this little water slide opens up into a chamber. It's more of this sort of rock walls, similar to the cells that you just came out of. And there's a number of spades and pickaxes dotted around in the chamber.
Okay.
You see the prisoners that are in your group wearily going to pick one of these up each, and seeing you not do the same, more of the guards poke and prod you to go and pick something up.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Nice sharp pickaxe.
Yeah.
Pickaxe, spade. Yeah.
Yep.
Go pick them up.
Yep.
Pursue the group.
Yep.
Keep our eyes peeled.
Yep. It's pretty dark down here, but there's every now and then a glowing little orb of light to light the way. And you can see this chamber has a number of other tunnels leading off it. You're led down one of these tunnels by more of the guards, and you're sort of walking, trying to get through this thing. And you're walking for a while. It's a sort of twisting, winding path, and you can see at one point it intersects another path.
Yeah.
But you're led by these guards. And after a while, the ceiling above you opens up to reveal open ocean above you. So you can...
How high?
Maybe 200 feet. You can establish that you're on the sea floor a few hundred feet down. This pathway that you're walking, as you look at the walls, it's about sort of 10 feet wide. It looks as though it's been dug out. Like there's the indications of pickaxes and spades having been forced into the walls here. And once again the pathway twists and turns and in some places intersect itself. And a little while later your group comes to a dead end. The rest of the prisoners raise their axes and spades and pickaxes and wearily start digging.
Okay. I would like to have been, as we go through each tunnel, paying attention, like Vanden wants to like count our steps forward.
Yeah.
And probably just with the sharp of his nail on his forearm, just mark the directions we turn back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's like left turn here, forward 15 paces, right turn here. So I know exactly where we came from.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Are we, like, do we have guards close behind us as we're supposed to be working?
Yes, there's guards, maybe 5 of them, and there's maybe 50 of you in your group.
Okay.
And there's 2 more of these hooded figures.
Okay. So does it seem like we can... Is there impression that we could talk, or... and not be heard?
You could try.
Okay. I'm just glancing around. Cassian will telepathically to Sariel say, Sariel, stretch your left shoulder if you think you can still turn into something that can swim us out of here.
She glances at you as she picks up her spade and starts following the rest of the prisoners and twitches her shoulder, but it's hesitant.
Okay.
It's like she's not sure, she's not been in this sort of situation.
Okay. And then telepathically to Vanden, Sariel could always turn into some sort of shark if we want to start a prison riot.
I'm just gonna nudge you with his elbow. It's like, okay.
And then just, listen, I'm ready to go whenever.
I'm gonna lean into Cassian and just look like I'm sort of gesturing to the pickaxe, like asking a question about it, and just say very quietly, we need more information here.
Understood.
Walk past Astra and squeeze his shoulder and start looking for wherever that Faustat Navy guy was. Like, you said coming down with our group?
Yeah. He's a little way off, already digging.
Head down to where he's digging to just like, oh, I'm digging here as well.
Yeah.
Funny that.
As I'm approaching, if I look at his uniform, so any way to determine like a rank? Is it like just a basic naval uniform, or is it like a captain or a commodore?
You can see that his uniform is dirty and ripped in places, as though as though he's been here for a while. But you can see the sort of emblem on his sort of left side of a vice captain.
Okay.
I'll follow one after, just to get information, listen to what this guy has to say.
And I'll like semblance of working with the pickaxe. Just lean over quietly. Vice captain.
He gives you a glance and a nod, but surreptitiously raises a hand to suggest not to make a fuss, particularly. Just try and keep your voice down.
He will. He'll talk as quietly as he can underwater.
Yeah. Yeah, you take a glance at the guards and you see that they don't seem too bothered by people sort of exchanging a few words. They seem to be there to stop any trouble that goes on.
Ah, yes. Vanden will assume as well to keep us working. So we'll keep working through this little conversation.
Yeah, he'll carry on digging and just glance at you every now and then as you talk.
How long have you been here?
He again shrugs at you.
Hard to tell. You lose track of the days.
Do you know how you got here?
Gives a half nod.
Our ship was taken over.
Pirates?
Not quite. A big guy. Half orc. Black hair.
Another one.
Do you know what you're digging for?
He glances over to you and half shakes his head.
They direct us which direction to go. And we don't dig down, we dig forward.
Tunnels.
Tunnel.
They're constructing something.
With what?
Do you ever see him, the half-orc?
Very occasionally, not very often.
Any idea where belongings are stored?
Wish I knew that. What are you getting tied up in here for?
I should introduce myself. Warden of the East.
He raises his eyebrows at that. Yeah, he knows who you are. He looks very surprised to see you here when you introduce yourself with that title.
I thought you were dead.
Well, you should be glad that I'm not. I will get us out of here.
Well, tell me when you are ready.
If there's any more information you have.
He said, yes, but not here.
Is there a time we can talk?
Back in the cells is less conspicuous.
And he'll shuffle along to one side and carry on digging.
Well, pickaxes the whole time.
Dig sluttily.
Oh, is that hurting your arms plus 0 strength?
Poor toned swimmer's arms.
It's hurting -1 strengths over here. She's like, this spade is too big for her.
How's Astra looking?
Stayed to himself. Very much just looks detached. Completely lost in his own thing that is everything just in his head.
Yeah. Sariel's come to dig next to him.
Barely noticed.
She'll just stay there supportively.
Looking around, like Vanden's noticed some people from the Farrellsat Navy. Are there any people who look unique amongst this crowd? Or like a bit more unusual or swarthy or full of secrets?
It's aside from the Farrellstat naval men, it's all people you would expect to see on Lone Rock.
Okay.
Like criminal looking
Ruffians.
Ruffians. People who don't really have any other purpose.
Skeevy Pete.
Yeah.
Each and every one.
Real scunchy people. Yeah, there's a lot of like dirty, like toothless people working down here.
Alright. No one who looks particularly of interest.
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
Although, as you're looking around, you do see an old man digging. He looks particularly wretched, as though he's on his absolute last legs. And a few hours in to your digging routine, he just falls to his knees, too weak to continue.
Vanden will start moving towards him. If he collapses.
He sees you coming and holds a hand up, just like, no, don't. You see the guards see him fall to his knees, and they look towards the hooded figures, and you see a hand come out of a robe, just grey and mottled, and they just sort of wave a hand dismissively. The guards converge on the man, and drag him out.
Hey! Van's gonna move after them. Where are you taking him?
They don't answer you, and one of them turns on you with their trident, like daring you to come any closer.
I do.
Okay, what are you doing?
Move towards him and just try and just or walk close enough that he can like press it towards me.
Okay.
Where are you taking him?
The guard will just respond in this weird watery voice that you can't make any head or tail of, as though warning you, get back. And the other guards drag this old man away, and aside from that, nothing in particular occurs. You're just digging for hours on end. Like, you're not sure how long you're there for, but the sky above you goes dark, and then it starts to lighten.
Oh, fuck.
So by the time the sun comes back up and you can see the light coming through like hundreds of feet above you, you are utterly exhausted. And after a time, the hooded figures seem to be satisfied and gesture to the guards, and they start leading you back up the tunnel. As you're dragging your feet like back towards the chamber and back up out of the water, you see another group of prisoners coming towards you down the slope. You try to make eye contact with them, but you realise it's a different group to the one you passed earlier. Mm-hmm. So there's a number of different groups. A third group, yeah.
Okay.
While we're sort of being led back up, kind of glancing around, when we get more like out of the tunnel and towards the prison, are there any like side passages that we didn't notice before, or like it's not just prison, one line out? Are there any branches elsewhere?
I'd say the prison, the path going from the prison cells down to where the slope is, where you go into the water, it's one pretty direct route. There's no sort of forks going off it.
So only the underwater one has
the underwater one has the
Okay.
different tunnels.
Okay.
So you'd think that if there was anything else to this place, it's probably in the other direction in the stockade to where you were taken.
Right, so we went like down one side and it's like up the other way.
Yeah, potentially there's
Yeah.
more to see on that side where you haven't been. And you are led back towards the cells.
Once we're back in the cells, do they like lock us up and leave us alone again?
You are locked back up in the cells, yep, and you hear more of an exchange between the guards and the hooded figures, but they seem to walk away out of view after that. So you're left back as you started, just this time all the more exhausted, and there's blood on your hands, and you just want nothing more than to
The
sleep.
sea salt in the wounds. I was thinking about that with his lacerated face.
Oh yeah.
The sea salt in the wounds.
Like, it might not have felt as bad while you were down there, but now that you're up in the air and you can feel the salt just burning in those cuts on your hand, it's not pleasant. You see this vice captain that you spoke to earlier in the cell a little way along from you. Psst. Get some sleep. We just do this all again in a few hours.
We're not staying here.
Well, good luck to you, Warden. Trying to get us out of here. You see, they are always watching.
If I have at least an hour, the one thing I can do is teleport.
Okay.
Glances at Sariel.
Yeah.
And that's it.
What?
I don't know. Element of surprise.
I feel like our best method of escape is up towards the surface.
Probably, but I don't really want to leave all of our things.
No.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I cannot even begin to think where our things might be.
Exactly.
They've got to be the other way. Sariel, can you make it familiar?
I can try.
It's just something you can send in that direction to see what else is there.
I can send Bramble with you.
Yeah, you've got Bramble with you at this point.
Yes, I can try that.
She'll sit on the floor and take more of this water into her hands. Just not used to having to cast this way, and it's kind of alien and weird to her, so it might take her a minute. She closes her eyes, and a mouse sort of swirls and coalesces on the floor next to you. Just in a puddle of water, so it's very wet.
Wet mouse.
And with her eyes all misted over, she'll send it out underneath the bars of the cage.
Bramble will slink through behind it and then turn invisible to keep an eye on the Sariel mouse.
As Bramble and the mouse head out, you hear you hear voices from the other end of the corridor, so in the direction that the mouse and Bramble are heading. And Sariel opens her eyes for a second.
Wait! Is someone coming?
It's fine, we're not doing anything. It's just a mouse.
You can hear footsteps coming down the other end of the stockade. You see 3 more of these fishy guards and a hooded figure coming into the stockade. They've got a torch with them, so it sort of illuminates the little group of them. And they walk towards the cells, turn towards the cell that you're all in, and look you all over. You get a weird, sort of uncomfortable, uncanny valley feeling looking at this hooded figure. The hooded figure reaches out and points to Cassian.
Hello.
The guards start unlocking the cell and coming towards you.
Wow, okay. Special treatment.
Astra's going to stand in the way.
Yeah, Vanden too. We're sort of, both of us step in front of Cassian.
The guards try and push you aside.
No.
I don't think so. I'm going to push back.
Don't worry about it. Let's just play along.
If the two of you are trying to intervene, get in the way, the hooded figure comes into the cell. It steps in front of you, reaching sickly grey hands up to its cowl.
Ew.
It pulls back its hood, revealing a sight that makes your blood run cold. Mottled, ashen skin is stretched over eyeless sockets, slits for a nose, and a gaping chasm of a mouth. In place of a tongue, a glistening black tentacle writhes and throbs down to its chin.
Oh no.
It lets out a sound, malevolent and resonating, the reverberation of the ancient depths of the ocean ringing through you. In that moment, you all see the monstrous shape from the upwards falling rainstorm, flashes of lightning disorientating your senses. Can you all make a wisdom saving throw?
Okay.
Vanden, at disadvantage.
16.
17.
6.
Vanden, this thing shakes you right to the core as the sound just reverberates around the cell.
Vanden's just going to slump down onto his knees,
You are considered frightened.
scramble back against the wall and just put his hands over his face.
I'm going to move more in the way.
The guards, all 3 of them, scramble around to Cassian, putting arms under
Yeah,
their
I'm
arms.
pushing my way past Astra and just letting them take me.
Fuck. Can Grey Man make a Wiz 14 save?
Oh, he makes it.
That's fine. God. That's my last first level spell slot of Dissonant Whispers. Just Astra's voice in his head. Just, you give him back right now. You give him back.
Takes half damage.
You give him back right now. So half damage of 3d6s. So that'll be 4.
Okay. He reaches a hand out towards you.
Oh god.
What was your AC?
14.
Okay, that's gonna hit. Reaches out and touches your chest, and you feel a surge of lightning coursing through you.
Ugh.
Oh.
You take 19 points of lightning damage.
Dang.
Can you make a Dex 14 save for me, please?
Relentless.
Astra is relentless today.
14. No.
He touches Astra, and Astra hellish rebukes back.
Oh shit!
Okay. Those bursts of flame.
Burst of flame will just come out and just ensnare this creature as it hurts Astra. I said, give my friend back! 15 fire damage.
Okay.
Does it look like it's suffering at all?
Took a little bit of damage.
Cool.
Singed its robes a bit.
Fuck.
Now that Cassian's in the clasps of these 3 guards, the hooded figure doesn't seem bothered with you all anymore. Turns on its heel, comes out the cell, locks the 3 of you in.
Rushes to the door and is just trying to open it again the moment they're gone.
He's just glancing over his shoulder and like telepathically to Astra while he's still within range, like, don't worry about me, please.
I'm gonna worry about you, my friend.
I can handle myself, Astra.
I don't know.
I'll see what I can get from this.
Sariel's down on her knees, like, down next to Vanden.
It's alright. It's alright. I promise you it's okay.
Yeah. I'm okay.
And Cassian, you are dragged away from your friends to where you do not know. You are taken out of the stockade, and a bag is roughly forced over your head, disorientating you, and making it difficult to keep track of where you're going. You feel yourself being led up a set of stairs, along several corridors, up more stairs, turning corners, going through doors. As you ascend, the atmosphere gets drier, and the drip of water down the walls that was audible in the cells peters out. Finally, you feel yourself being led through a door frame, where the bag is wrenched off your head, and the sudden light bewilders you as you blink your vision back into focus. You hear a door shut behind you, and the shuffle of feet behind it. You find yourself in a lavish suite of interconnecting rooms. You stand in a luxurious reception room come living area. Through an open door on one wall, you see an opulent bedroom, a four-poster bed, rich drapery, trinket boxes, gold and silver perfume bottles and hairbrushes, and beyond that, a lavish bathroom with a clawfoot tub and gold taps. The reception room you stand in has a wide bay window on one wall, not unlike the windows in Vanden's cabin on the Reveler. It overlooks the sea outside the sea wall. This must be one of the windows that you saw built into the wall when you first arrived. A fireplace burns brightly on another wall, a stone mantelpiece adorned with expensive-looking trinkets. Before the fireplace is a plush red velvet couch and a matching chaise longue. Glass cabinets containing more bottles and trinkets, as well as a small bureau dotted around the room. A table is set for tea for two by the window, with delicate china cups and saucers, gold cutlery, and a small stand of cakes and sandwiches.
If I take a step forward, are the guards still with me?
You felt the door close behind you,
Okay.
and you can get a sense of sort of the shuffling noises outside, that they're waiting, posted outside.
They're outside. Okay, I'm gonna take myself over to the chaise lounge and just recline.
Is that you? Oh, welcome. Just one moment. I'll be right with you.
Angelique comes through the bedroom door. She's wearing a black velvet dress and dripping in more jewellery.
Cassian, my darling, please do come in. Sit down. Can I offer you some tea?
Well, the last drink you gave me didn't sit very well. But you look marvellous, darling.
Oh, thank you. I know, I always do.
Perhaps just some water for now.
I can do water for you, but you are missing out. The tea here is superb. I've had it shipped in specially just for you.
Oh, well, you see, recently I've gotten more of a taste for coffee.
Oh. Cannot say I've had it myself.
You should try sometime in all of your travels.
I will. I will make a note of it for certain.
He'll walk over and sit at the little tea table.
She will pour you out some water, and pours a cup of tea for herself. She reaches into her robes and pulls out a little metal box. She undoes the clasp and opens the lid to reveal what looks like sugar cubes. They're not quite as white as one would expect to see. Maybe they're a mix of sort of brown and white sugar. She drops two of these into her tea with a little gold tongs.
Cocaine!
Cocaine!
And she stirs it, and a layer of what looks like dust floats to the top of the cup. She takes a sip.
Okay, weirdo.
Hang on a minute. Is that gold dust?
Make an investigation check, I suppose?
I've seen this before if it is. 10.
It is not gold dust that you are aware of.
Okay. Yeah, just zipping in his water. So what do I owe the pleasure?
I want to get right to the point, darling. I want to get right to the point. I want to know everything about Madame Nostrada and your relationship with her.
Why?
You are not in a position to be asking questions, my darling, are you?
I suppose not, but it's a very personal matter, you see.
Oh, that's a shame. We're going to have to set aside personal information here.
Oh no, it's alright. I'm always happy to have a little chat about Leah.
Please do.
Where do you want me to start?
How did you get in contact with her the first time?
Well, nearly she got in contact with me. I suppose underneath his clothes he would still have the shell. He reaches in and just pulls it out.
Ah,
Yeah.
magnifique.
This washed up on the shores of Meritale one day. Sang me some beautiful songs. Tucks it back into his outfit. A few years later, I was coming home from a lovely party, but feeling a bit out of sorts. Had a little sing-song to myself. And the strangest thing happened. It was like the music was all around me. And it led me down the docks. And at the end, right at the edge of the pier, just a hand made from the waves.
She reached out to you?
She reached out to me.
And what did you do? Did you take the hand that was offered to you?
Oh, of course. It's not every day you come across some strange supernatural experience. Thought it would be a change of pace. I was curious.
And what happened then?
She dragged me halfway down the ocean through the Bay of Blades to where she was.
Okay. And how long ago was this? How long you have been working together?
20 years.
She looks interested.
I see. And she has asked you to do favors or tasks for her?
Yes.
What kind of things she has asked you to do?
You know, I'm interested as to how you know how she's ended up in this current state of hers. You seem quite well informed yourself.
I always keep my sources of information private, darling. I make a point of it. Let's get to the point. Leah has been drifting for far too long. I want to set her free. Release her from the watery binds that keep her beneath the waves. Let her rest, finally.
To what end?
Let's say I'm a fan.
As am I. I'm also a friend. And I think I know better what she wants, yes?
Gives her a long, hard stare.
So you two are very close.
You don't just talk with someone like that for 20 years and not get very close.
I have known many people for hundreds of years and I could not care less for them.
Oh,
Would not put them out if they were on fire.
well, to that I can drink with you. Plenty of people I would leave for dead.
Are you sure I cannot offer you some tea?
She sips her own again. Drinks in some of this dust on the top.
I mean, what's the strange little treat you've got there?
Ah, it is for my elf.
For your elf.
It's Elf that lives inside.
The smaller elf inside of her.
She's just 3 little elves in a trash can.
She's Scrappy Doo controlling Rebecca in the Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah. It's an elf on the shelf inside her.
Well, no, I think I'll stick with the water for now. But, well, in answering your question, yes, I've done errands for her.
What kind of things you have done for her?
I make sure the Opera House always puts in a few of her numbers. Every season. I prohibit those who would butcher said numbers from performing.
sense you are being very tactful in your words, Cassian.
A talent of mine. And I leave these shells around for her, so that she can listen.
So she gets you to have her songs played, and you do party tricks.
Well, it's a little bit more than that when it all adds up, but sure.
I see. This is all good information for me.
Mm-hmm.
Cassian with a shell between his hands, like hanging like party tricks.
You know, if you give me back my book, I could show you something a lot more interesting.
She sort of scoffs.
No, really, I could. If you let me hear you out as to what you want to do for her, who knows? Maybe I agree with you.
I've told you what I want to do for her.
Just what? Want to bury her?
I want to release her from the ties to this mortal plane. Let her ascend and let her finally rest after all this time.
I mean, that is more or less what she's asked me to do. And we have a much closer relationship.
What makes you think that? What makes you think that you two are so close, so infallible?
He looks genuinely shocked.
You think you are the only friend such as this that she has?
Well, yes, it's been that way for 20 years.
Things can change, darling.
What do you mean?
I've heard all I need to hear.
She pushes her chair back, finishes her tea, puts the cupboard saucer down.
You won't mind waiting here for a moment, would you?
Oh, no, this is quite a nice spot.
Isn't it? I decorated myself. Okay. Thank you for your information.
Thank
I
you.
will take it all very much into account.
Thank you for the water.
No, please, help yourself to tea if you want some. And there are cake sandwiches, little tiny pastries. Oh, they are to die for. Please, help yourself. Make yourself comfortable.
He sniffs a piece of cake.
Doesn't smell like poison.
Neither did the drink.
She takes one of the cakes off the little tray. It's like a little macaron thing. Eats it.
Delicious.
He'll eat a little bit of cake.
It's very nice. Like vanilla cream in it.
Oh God, don't.
It's good cake.
He's gonna see if, like, how dry are my clothes right now?
You're damp, I suppose, having been digging most of the day and not having had much time to dry out in the cell. But you're not dripping wet and
Okay, we'll see if we can, like, some, like, drier cakes. Some little macarons, he'll just put them in, like, an internal pocket to give to the others.
She sees you doing that but doesn't seem too fussed.
Now, please remain here, and I will be back momentarily.
I see. Well, enjoy your dubious deeds.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. I always do.
And she makes her way out of the room.
I hate that I can't hate her. I'm so angry about it.
You're just a simp.
Cassian, you find yourself alone in Angelique's quarters. The door has been locked from the outside, and you can hear the shuffling steps of the guards outside. You feel a desperate thrum of arcane energy coming from your shell necklace.
Hello?
Meanwhile, in Camp Stockade.
So, back where we were.
Yeah.
Ash has been stood at the gate still.
Let me in!
Let me out!
Just watching down the same corridor they just took Cassian, just stares.
Yeah,
Doesn't
they
move.
walk down the corridor with Cassian, shove a bag over his head, and then walk out of view.
Alan's gonna get back to his feet.
You okay?
I saw that thing in my head again.
What thing?
From the rising rain.
It was horrible, wasn't it? That things with no eyes and...
Okay, we have to think tactically. I have no doubt that Cassian will find out some sort of information wherever they're taking him.
Maybe he'll be able to find where our things are.
So the guards are gone now, yeah?
Yep.
Lean over and Vice Captain.
Yeah.
Do they single people out and take them often, or is this a unique occurrence?
He shuffles forward on his knees to the bars, looking back and forth for any guards. Not like that. I mean, people who look as though they are fit to drop, or people who die while digging, they take them away and we don't see them again.
So they're interested in Cassian.
Who was that you took away? Your friend? Is he of some import to them? I don't know.
Not that we're aware of, but I mean, they seemed interested in talking to him before they knocked us out.
How did you get in here? Who you were speaking with?
The half-orc. His name is Hugo, I suppose. And an elven woman, Angelique Lemoyne.
He looks a sort of flicker of recognition across his eyes as you say it. Angelique Lemoyne.
She met us in some evening secret club, gilded enigma.
She's a fugitive in Farrelstadt.
Well then, she's hiding here.
She's wanted alive for 500 gold for her capture.
What does she do?
Again, looks back and forth, making sure no one's listening in or watching you. So, she worked her way into the Viscountess's favour. She negotiated working at the Stern Fortress, which Vanden you would know about. It's a sort of military barracks area, like official sort of Farrelstadt building. So she negotiated into working at the Stern Fortress, so she could falsify the paperwork that she needed to allow ships through the Merensvok Canal, which again you would know is the only passage between the Shaste and the Bay of Blades. And she wanted to carry prisoners and people here to Lone Rock. We found out about it and our ship was sent after her. But that's when this Hugo, he did something to our captain. And I suppose I am captain now.
Well, Captain, I imagine this is where they were taking people if they were taking prisoners through. So Angelique is running this place.
It would seem.
Hugo doesn't seem smart enough.
You're telling me.
Do they feed you?
Barely. He gestures to a few tin plates that are on the ground with crusts of dry, mouldy bread on them.
If we don't eat, we're not going to be able to fight back. Ben's going to dig out his signet ring again. Just slide it back onto his hand.
You can see the captain sort of looking backwards and forwards and
And just duck
you have
back,
to be discreet.
duck back into the dock. And he is going to cast Good Brew.
Yay!
For the first and possibly the only time I used this spell.
Nice.
Just conjure up a handful of 10 berries. Look down at it like, useful.
You found your berries.
Yeah, berries.
Astra, eat something, please.
Takes it from you, eats it, it's still just staring.
Sariel,
Thank you.
you'll get 1 hit point back, by the way.
Sick.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Mint.
Give 1 to Sariel,
Thank you.
eat 1 himself, and then do you have Bramble with you?
When you say, like, is Bramble here, you would just hear, like,
Vanden's going to tear a bit of his shirt off and wrap the rest of the berries in it.
Okay. How many you have?
10. I will keep 1 aside for Cassian, assuming that he's going to be brought back at some point.
Okay.
And put the other 6 in the little piece of shirt. And ask you, can Bramble fly it over to the captain?
Bramble, can you get that over there? Bramble just makes a mage hand and just carries it through.
Mage paw.
Yeah.
The vice captain turned captain looks surprised as this little pouch starts floating towards him.
Which is clasped in tiny, clear dragon hands, like...
Okay, you people can do funky tricks. He opens up the little pouch and nods to you. Danke.
You'll feel better, stronger tomorrow.
Elias Hoffman.
A pleasure, Captain. Right. We have to prepare ourselves for the fact that they might not bring Cassian back, or he might escape.
If only he had his book with him, he could be in contact with us.
We have to prepare for the worst case scenario. The next time they take us down there towards the the caves, I guess, the mines.
Tunnels?
If you could create that mouse, surely you can turn into something that can swim.
I think I can. I mean, I can turn into something that will distract their attention fully.
And he'll pull his sleeve down. Marked all the tunnels they took us down. We'll be able to get back.
That's clever.
I don't want this to heal up overnight. Astra, could I use your quill?
Yes.
Or just
Streaks it out of his
use it.
arm and just passes it over.
Elias looks very taken aback.
It's the warden and his gang, baby.
Can you tell me how to put a revolver in mine?
An old lady gave it to me. I don't know how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan's gonna use the quill and, like, from the marks he's left, try and, like, complete the map of the tunnels
Okay.
on his arm.
I guess it will work like a quill would work.
He's gonna use it like a knife.
Oh,
He's
Jesus.
just gonna gouge it into his skin.
I don't think I want that.
Tough, it's your weird arm quill, not mine.
Sure, you take a point of slashing damage, I guess. But
Just lose
gouging your own arm.
There's the one I just got back from Goodbury. Yeah, just like faint scratches until he's got a solid map before he forgets.
Right.
Thank you.
Prestidigitation, my quill.
Not want a blood transfusion.
And then put it back. I want any part of Vanden I can get.
It's in me now.
We're one.
What were you doing, Cassian? We were becoming one.
Fuck, I'm like so I'm like so serious and stressed in Astra right now. It's like all the sillies like
Piling up.
Cassian's gone, Astra.
So, Astra, you can cast.
yes.
Sariel, is there something else we could find you that would be easier to cast with? I don't know how it works for you.
My things? My stuff? No, I appreciate you asking. Thank you.
Thank you for pointing out the obvious.
I'm sorry, it's getting to me a little bit.
I don't know what to do.
We'll find a way out.
We just keep our heads level and we'll get out of this.
Instead of barreling back through here, why don't we try getting back to the ship?
If we can get to the surface, we can get to the ship. Or at least the land. I don't know whether we'll come out inside or outside the walls.
I don't know. But it's worth trying. At least once we get back to the surface, we'll have a better idea of where we are.
Okay. We have to wait until they cast that breathing spell on us.
Yes, I think it only lasts 24 hours and we were digging for a long time.
And then I can still cast.
Okay. What are you thinking?
We prepare ourselves. The ones in the robes are clearly stronger.
Yes.
There's a couple of spells that I was reading in that book you translated, Astra.
Yes.
One I can probably temporarily obscure their view and we can just swim up.
Okay, that could work.
I'll need to rest first though.
We should all rest. Try and get some strength back.
And if Cassian's back, perhaps you and him can use that teleportation thing to get higher.
Yeah.
Even if just 2 of you can get away.
Well, if you can obscure things, I can keep them busy while you get away and then I can join you.
I can make an area dark.
That could work even better.
That's some semblance of a plan.
If we can get the naval officers involved, they can help us distract.
Yes.
Elias leans in, sort of trying to listen to what you're saying.
I will shuffle over and, like, that sort of loudest possible whisper, recount the plan to him in the morning. Or I assume it would be the evening. It was dawn when we came back out of the cave.
Yeah.
Whenever we go back down there.
Yeah, we mostly worked out that we are in the cells for 8 hours and digging for 16. It's a long time. But there are 3 groups. 2 dig, 1 sleeps.
Okay. And you've got no idea what they're digging?
The hooded figures sometimes turn us a different direction when we dig.
I'd love to know more about what they're making, but I don't think we have time for that.
Maybe we'll be able to see it from a higher vantage point.
Look, we can do more to help if we can get out and get back to our things. We have more allies on the surface. If you can help us, then we will come back for you, I promise you that.
We will do this for you, Your Highness.
Just Warden is fine. Appreciated. In which case we should rest.
Yeah.
And in the morning, you can make things dark. When it all goes dark, that's the signal. Start distracting.
We can do that.
Good.
Throw up a salute at you. He will salute in return and turn back to the wall to try and get some sleep.
Yeah.
Cassian,
Hi!
back in the suite. You feel a desperate thrum of arcane energy coming from your seashell.
Hello? Pulls it out from underneath his clothes. Leah? What in the nine house?
You feel the shell get suddenly cold, and a feeling washes over you as though you've just been sort of plunged into Arctic water.
Okay. You're trying really, really hard to listen and make out any words.
You're seeing more of this weird, echoing, crying, and weird voices.
Listen, whatever this is, I'm getting you out of it, okay? Okay. Puts it back in. Starts looking around the room for anything useful.
As you start moving around the room, the cold feeling of the shell against your chest gets slightly warmer.
Ah, we're playing hot cold. Okay, we'll follow to where it starts getting warmer.
Okay, so you walk to the other end of the room, where the door where you came in.
Okay.
It's getting warmer. Still not hot by any means, but warmer.
Just like, is there a keyhole
Yeah.
peeking through?
You can see a dark shape of a humanoid figure outside, at least one.
We'll just start rummaging around to see if there's like a spare set of keys anywhere.
Okay, so where are you going in the room? You've got...
She says that she came from like a bedroom?
Yeah.
To go into the bedroom and see if there's anything more.
The shell on your chest gets a lot warmer.
Okay.
Ooh.
Start wandering around the bedroom then, just having like a little peek into cabinets, if there's like
Yeah.
a wardrobe or anything.
Yeah. It stays warm while you're in this room, and you're sort of looking through cabinets and looking on shelves and things, and it gets warmer still as you move towards the bed.
Leah.
Angelique. Not of this persuasion. Just checks under the bed.
Under the bed, it's getting even warmer, but you can't see anything under here.
Oh no.
In the covers, just start having a look
Pull
around.
back the duvet and the covers. Yeah. Pull things back. Still getting warmer, like starting to burn you a little bit, but you can't see it here.
Lift up the bed.
You hook your fingers under the bed and lift it up. There is your spellbook.
Kick it out with his foot.
Yeah, it's as you remember it, as you left it on your person.
Pick it up. Have a go look for something to write with.
Okay, so you're opening the book up?
Yeah.
You open it up, and on a clean page, words start forming in a lavish, swirling gold script.
Hello.
Cassian, ... Help, ... Power dwindling, ... Dig site, Lemoyne, Ascension.
What the fuck?
Ascension.
Yeah, looking for something to write with.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just like a desk with a quill?
Yeah, there's a bureau.
Cool. Go over, dip the quill in some ink, flick, 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 flick. Write to Vanden. Hello. I've just got my magic back. Hopefully see you soon. Stay well.
Vanden, you wake up from your fitful slumber in this cell to these words coming into your head in Cassian's voice.
Okay. Planning. Escape. First thing when they take us back down to the mines. Going to try and get back to the Reveler.
Understood. I hope to see you soon. Kiss, kiss.
XX!
And he will go back to the door.
Okay.
Oh baby.
As you stand up, you see the corner of a letter poking out of one of the drawers in the bureau.
I'll have a peruse. Have a little look for some information then.
The letter you find is correspondence between Angelique and a group that only refer to themselves as the Shadow Sea Disciples.
Well, that's gross. What does it say?
The letter pertains to a mutually beneficial arrangement for both parties. She seems to promise that she'll deliver the bodies of the workers once everything's complete, in return for the disciples' help and guidance on what she only refers to as the ceremony.
Great. I'll tuck that into my cake pocket.
Macarons!
Just having a little look around, is there any other sort of mischievous correspondence within this desk?
Yes. Mischievous correspondence. Make a investigation check.
Intelligence +2. That's a 5.
Okay. So you open up the drawers of the bureau and you find in the topmost drawer what looks like a blueprint or a map of a configuration of arcane symbols, and they pertain to a number of different schools of magic, including necromancy, transmutation, conjuration. It's not a configuration you've ever seen before.
Okay. That's fun. I'll tuck that into my pocket as well. Walk back over, have another macaroon. Look for a mirror.
Piss in the teapot.
Sort myself out for whatever this is about to be.
There's a little mirror in a glass cabinet, and next to them are a couple of perfume bottles.
Yes, I'm spritzing myself with perfume.
Oh no.
Oh.
You already have. Oh fuck.
You already spritzed yourself, okay? Okay.
You son of a bitch. What, do I pass out?
No.
You become a frog.
No. But the smell is something I think it's a little bit familiar. Make an Arcana check.
18.
Okay. It's a skinny little perfume bottle and it's got clear liquid in it. When you spritz it, it smells sort of sweet and sensual. You have spritzed yourself with a perfume of bewitching. This tiny vial contains a magic perfume, enough for one use. You can, as an action, you can use an action to apply the perfume to yourself, and the effects last for an hour. For the duration, you have advantage on all charisma checks directed at humanoids of challenge rating 1 or lower. Those subjected to the perfume's effects are not aware that they have been influenced by the magic.
Also, the fact you have just spritzed yourself and you have to use the whole bottle, it's just like,
Yeah. It's one of those like little tester pots. Like,
you go with magazines.
yeah, the magazine ones, it just lasts like one use
A
worth.
little plastic lid on top.
So bewitching.
Yeah, designed to make you buy more.
Okay.
There is another couple of bottles next to this bottle.
Do they look like it's the same thing?
Not the same thing.
Not the same thing. I'm pocketing them. These are mine now. And then I'm gonna cast Disguise Self
Okay.
as Angelique,
Okay.
and I'm going to go and start rattling the doorknob, and in my best Riven accent, just, oh gods, help me! That horrible man disguised himself as me and he's locked me in here. Please open the door.
What challenge rating are these guys? Hang on. Holy shit.
I mean, I can make a deception check.
You have advantage on the deception check. Because you're wearing the perfume.
21.
Weird. Oh my god. You hear a sort of confused pause outside the door. And this watery speech passing between at least 2 guards. And they seem to argue back and forth about it for a second. Like, you're not sure, like, one of them tries to rattle the door, like another one of them snaps at the other one. And then you hear another voice. Excuse me, gentlemen, please. I've gotta get through here.
It's Kronk.
Uh-oh, Kronk. And the door unlocks. And Hugo comes into the room.
Oh, Hugo. It's so good to see you again. Oh, that awful elf locked me in here, escaped disguised as me.
Make a deception check not at advantage. He is above challenge rating 1. I hate it here. Oh my god.
He's on my side now.
He does a sort of double take as he sees you. But I just spoke to you. You said the ceremony was beginning.
Oh, no, he's just trying to trick you, my darling. It's fine. I think he must be going after his friend's belongings. Quick, we must beat him there. We must go to the storage where they are keeping their weapons.
Thinks about it. Shuts the door behind him and you hear it lock.
Oh no.
Tell me something that only Angelique would know. Tell me where we met.
Oh no! Judging by his clothing,
Yes.
can I tell where he's from?
He is wearing a sort of conglomeration of clothing. Difficult to say, like he looks as though he's a well-travelled soul. You notice that he's wearing similar clothing to what he was wearing when you last saw him, but he's also now wearing a spiked gauntlet on his right arm.
Oh, lovely. But of course, my dear, 'twas in mirror tale.
Narrows his eyes at you. No, it wasn't.
Well, just walking towards him, beginning to sort of circle round. Sometimes your memory gets fuzzy when you have all these things happening to you. And fuck. Okay, Eldritch Blast the door.
Roll a d4 for me.
Three.
You feel this weird surge within yourself. Something you've never felt before when you cast. Like it feels like you're trying to cast through a brick wall. And the spell fires out 2 Eldritch Blasts. But they don't go anywhere near your intended target.
Okay.
One of them smashes into the bureau, and one of them smashes into a painting that's over the mantelpiece. Ah, she can't do that! I'd like you to roll initiative. Fuck!
Oh no! So close.
16.
You are first.
I am first.
You are first.
Okay, obviously the disguise self has dropped.
Yes.
If he's going to fight me, he's going to look at me.
Okay.
I put perfume on and everything.
Shooting perfume.
Exactly. Okay. For my bonus action,
Okay.
Shadow Blade.
Okay. Roll a d4.
Fuck. 2.
It swishes out of your hand. You attacking with it?
Not only am I attacking with it,
Okay.
but because it is a cantrip, I'm casting Booming Blade as I attack with it. It's a +5 to hit. 7.
You rush forward at him with your shadowy blade. It doesn't look like he's wearing any armor in particular, like, it's nothing like that that stops it, but you bring your sword down on him. It's like you brought 2 positive sides of 2 magnets together. You're just repelled away from him.
Okay, cool.
He sort of rolls his shoulders, sizes up, and looks you up and down. Sorry, pal. Nothing personal. You know, I actually kind of liked you.
Oh, fuck you.
He will swish a hand upwards over himself and cast Armor of Agathis, and it looks surprisingly similar to your own, with like seawater swishing up over himself and solidifying into ice.
You sure we haven't met before?
You know, I kind of got that feeling when I first saw you.
I'm not fucking with getting in his melee range, because I know what that spell does. But I can throw my Shadow Blade, so I'm gonna throw it at him
Okay.
from a distance. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Roll a d4.
4.
The Shadow Blade, as you try to throw it, flickers out.
Spell's gone.
Spell's gone.
I'm just gonna back away. Nonchalantly. Because I can't do anything else with my turn.
Hugo will look you up and down as your Shadow Blade flickers out. Performance issues, or...
It's never been a problem before, I can assure you.
As his turn, he will throw out 2 Eldritch Blasts at you.
Okay.
Again, looking very similar to your own. He rolls a d4. Okay. He flings out these 2 Eldritch Blasts, and they make for your head, but it's the same thing. It's as if you've got 2 positive sides of a magnet just repelling, and the 2 Eldritch Blasts go wide. One of them smashes into the window. It's littering glass all over the floor.
Seems there's a bit of a stalemate here, Hugo.
That's never happened before.
performance issues.
I am incredibly manly and strong, and I've never had any complaints.
No, I'm sure it's fine, don't worry.
Where? How exactly did you learn to do that?
He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a shell on a string.
Reaches into my clothes, pulls out a shell on the string.
Ah, same hat,
It's a shell. Hugo.
same shell.
Yes.
Big perception check, Cassian.
19.
Cool. So, where one of the first spells that was thrown out had smashed into the portrait over the mantelpiece, it's a very nice portrait of a boat on the water. You can see it's shattered this portrait into pieces. There's wood and like splinters of the frame all over the floor. Behind the painting, its front broken and buckled by the spell, a safe is revealed. Inside, you catch a glimpse of Vanden's armor, Astra's bag of holding, Sariel's staff, and all the rest of your stuff.
Just gonna, keeping my eyes on Hugo, start sidewalking my way over to it.
He mirrors you.
Well, we can't just keep throwing spells that are going to dance around.
Guess not. It's kinda awkward, no?
No, it's really awkward, I agree. How about you let me go? We're clearly in leagues with the same magical entity.
Yeah, but you're not in leagues with Angelique, are you? So,
No, but she's a bitch, so...
I mean, she's a bit of a bitch, but
Is she nice to you?
she gives me macarons.
She gave me macarons too.
You have dental?
You're not special, I'm sorry.
I'm incredibly special.
And does your mother tell you that?
My mom's dead.
Well, my condolences. While I'm just chatting and trying to keep him distracted, just like reaching for my real sword.
He's watching you this entire time, like, I can see what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't care.
I guess make a dex check to see if you can grab your sword.
Okay. 13.
I'll say you can grab it. He looks at you and, again, kind of pondering, like this stalemate that you found yourself in, sizes you up and says, "Sorry, man, nothing personal." Grabs you by the collar and makes to throw you out the window. Is this it contesting dex checks, I suppose?
Strength to
Throw.
grab me.
So contesting strength checks.
Okay, dice. I know you like to treat Cassian's strength like a Roger Rabbit thing, where it only works when it's funny.
I promise you it's hilarious right now.
I promise you it's really fucking funny right now. 10.
That's either a 1 or a 20.
Oh, crap.
Well, he is a big half-orc and you're Cassian.
Grabs you by the collar and flings you out the broken window.
How far down?
You are, as you judged when you first arrived at Lone Rock, the windows are about 40 feet up. Make a dexterity saving throw as you fall down towards the water.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and streamline myself as much as possible, just clutching the sword in my hand. 9.
You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage, or you take 14 points of fall damage as you hit the water. You're instantly drenched as you plummet down beneath the waves.
Not the macrons.
Oh,
Soggy macrons have turned to dust.
soggy letters, huh?
Soggy letters. Soggy proof. Crawl.
Love soggy proof.
Love soggy proof.
So you breach the surface of the water, and not too far away from you is the Reveler.
Okay. I swim for the Reveler
Okay.
and start calling out for Sam, Mary, anyone.
Yeah. It's Mary who sticks her head over the side of the ship.
Of course, it's fucking Mary.
What's your issue with her?
She called me Podsy.
Well, you are.
No.
She pulls the ladder up that's set down from the side of the ship. Yeah, she sees you swimming in the water. What in blazes are you? And then calls out to the others, "Man overboard!" They fling you some ropes.
Cool. I'll climb up them. Bit bedraggled.
How about you?
Reach into my pocket, slap out the papers. Get these dried.
Yes, sir.
The rest of them, they're being held prisoner within the walls.
Oh, okay. Do we need to go in or?
Give me a minute and I'll contact them. And just gather myself for a hot sec. And just get out my book. Find something to write with.
Yeah.
And just be like, Vanden again. Sorry to wake you. Just been thrown out a window. Now I'm on the Reveler. Do you want us to come pick you up? Or shall you meet us here? I know where our things are.
Very, very groggy type of response. Glad you're okay. We'll come to you. Stay put.
Are you doing anything in the meantime, or?
Oh man, I'm just gonna ask them if they've got any food, and I'll eat,
Yeah.
and I'll sleep.
Yeah. They've got fish which has been caught.
Cool.
Have a fishy meal.
I have a fishy meal, I leave my clothes to dry.
No Astra to prestidigitation.
No.
A dry cleaning service.
My dry cleaning service is
over.
gone. Yeah, I'll make sure that those papers dry out. I'll leave my clothes dry, so I'll just be walking around. Well, I'll go to the captain's cabin. This is where I sleep now. I get the bed. And yeah, we'll just be chilling, looking at his spell book, worrying. A lot of worrying. And some sleeping.
Okay. Sleeping. You all get yourselves a long rest.
Thank God.
Oh yeah.
Back in the stockade, Astra, Vanden and Sariel, you are sleeping as much as you can with damp conditions and constant messaging throughout the night. And once again, like clockwork, the hooded figure comes back into the stockade and the guards start banging on the bars, waking everyone up, unlocking doors and getting you all gathered together to go back down to the dig site. Elias catches your eyes and gives you a half nod.
Nod back.
So you make your way down the sloping tunnel. Strangely, which again, Elias looks towards you as he realizes you don't pass a group coming back the other way as you make your way down. And he whispers to you, "There's always one coming back in when we go out."
Maybe they're ramping things up.
Maybe.
Does everyone know what they're doing?
He nods and looks to the couple of other Farrelstadt naval men he's got with him.
Okay.
When it goes dark.
Be on your guard. I promise we won't leave you here. You have my word.
You continue to make your way down the sloping tunnel to the water's edge, where you see two hooded figures once again casting water breathing on people. They cast it on groups of 10 at a time, push them down into the water, and you in turn have the spell cast on you.
Shuffle right up to Astra and Sariel, just as we're waiting our turn to have it cast. The second you feel it take, Sariel, Astra, that's your signal.
Hold on to me.
One hand on Sariel.
The other hand on Sariel.
You inch forward, each group having their spell cast on them and being thrust into the water, and your group reaches the front. The hooded figures hold their hands out, mottled, barnacle-covered skin, and cast water breathing on the group. thrusting you forwards into the water.
I turn and make eye contact with the one that just thrust me forward, and focusing on his cloak. I'm going to center darkness on him.
Get in the dark, sir.
Into the darkness.
So a 15-foot radius will engulf the area.
Yeah. It's only a 10-foot wide corridor, so it fills up the entire space and down into the water.
And if that guy moves, it will follow him because it's on him.
Okay, how long does that last?
10 minutes. And it's concentration spell, so I'm just like...
Sariel now.
The corridor goes dark, and you can feel Sariel's form shifting under your hands, and she thrusts you all into the water. Down underneath the surface, coming away from the darkness sphere, you see she's turned into a hunter shark.
Nice.
And you've got hands gripped on her fins as she surges you through these tunnels.
Hold on tight as we can.
Are you directing her?
Yes, I would just give commands as we go, looking down, like one hand on the Sariel, one arm
On sat nav.
on the sat nav. Like left here, right, we're almost there.
As fast as she can, she's dragging you through these tunnels. You don't see the darkness spheres following you as quickly, but you do hear a good deal of commotion and shouting from behind you. And you make your way through the tunnels, being directed left, right, this way, that way, forwards, until you breach out into the open ocean portion of the trenches again.
Up, Sariel, up.
She swims upwards, taking you with her.
As soon as we're like maybe 30 feet up, let go and just swim towards the surface.
Yeah.
Just going as fast as possible.
As you swim out of the trench and away from your captors, you pass other dugout trenches beneath you on the ocean floor, and you see more workers digging away at the rocks and sand. From this close vantage point, it's difficult to see what shape the trenches are or what they come together to create, but you swim as hard and as fast as you can, looking back after a while to see with relief that you haven't been followed. You stop to catch your breath, and you notice wisps of seaweed drifting in the current, clinging to a taut rope that draws your eyes upwards. Tied to the end of the rope by an ankle, floating as though trying to breach the surface but held back beneath the waves, a human corpse listlessly hovers. Tiny fish dart around the body, snatching off pieces of decaying flesh from its legs, head, torso. Its misty eyes stare blankly ahead through the water, dank hair wafting across its bloated face with each dip of the waves above. Looking around you in dismay, you see another tethered corpse about 30 feet away, its rope tied to a rock on the seafloor, then another, and another, and another. Looking ahead, you see a ghostly line of bodies marks out a ring, stretching around the dig sites as far as the eye can see, drifting like a trail of spectral balloons.
Horrifying. And they're just like around this whole area,
Around the area that you've just come from.
like an outer circle of them.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Some look fresher than others.
Keep going.
Is the old man's body there, perchance? The one that got dragged away?
Looking as far as your vision will allow, a few sort of sentry posts down, you do see the old man.
Keep swimming up. We can't afford to waste time on this.
No.
Sariel will prompt you guys back in the direction upwards.
Carry on as fast as we can.
Yep.
Even if we're not being followed, just fast.
Yep.
Gonna swim a little bit slower as we get closer to the surface, so that the pressure of being 200 foot underwater doesn't burst our ears.
Yeah.
Grab onto you and sort of pull you down.
We're not dealing with D&D the bends.
No.
So yeah, you carefully, like resting at each different section of the water, make your way up and breach the surface. A shark fin next to you.
My worst nightmare.
I'm sorry.
Looking around at the surface, have we come up? Can we see the seawall, or are we like way out?
You can see the seawall. It's a bit of a distance away, but a little way off from the seawall, I guess about maybe 300 feet from you, you can see the Reveler.
Oh, thank the gods. Let's get back to the ship.
Sariel will nudge each of you to take hold of her fins.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to tell you last night. Cassian knows where our stuff is. He's back on the ship now.
Okay, we're going to the ship then.
Astra liked that. And Sariel will swim you guys back towards the Reveler.
As we reach back, just shout up to the ship. Hey! Could use a rope!
It's Mary who looks over again. Man overboard!
Cassian comes running out of the captain's quarters.
Throws out ropes to you. Sariel turns back into Sariel.
Each of you first, come on.
Climbing up the rope.
All of us get back up onto the deck.
It's good to see all of you.
Sariel will run forward and hug you.
He hugs her back and just sort of shakes his head and was like, I tried to bring cake for all of you, but it got wet. I'm sorry.
Cake?
Yes, I had cake.
Where are our things? This is not a time for making jokes, Cassian. There's people down there putting their lives at risk for us.
Yes, and I think they're going to screw with my friend. That window, points out the one that Hugo threw him out of.
Vanden opens his wings immediately and just takes off.
What's in that window?
Our belongings!
Oh! It'd be nice to know that you found your belongings. Okay.
He's just gonna fly up there, glance through, and
Yeah.
like sort of hover close enough to like peer into the window.
Yeah, there's no one in there. There's what looks like entry door into the room.
So the window's still smashed.
Window's still smashed. Door is shut. And there's no one around.
Fly back down. I could probably get a rope in there.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
And grab one of the ship ropes. He'll lash the rope to the mast.
Yep.
And then fly over to the window
Okay.
and just like into the bird box. Climb in through the port window
Yeah.
and like lash it onto something else on the inside.
Yeah.
Should anyone else want to
Oh yeah,
join me?
oh yeah.
Sure.
Make a dex check for rope.
I'm gonna give myself some guidance to do it.
15.
Dex check. Oh my god! Astra rolled a 6.
So Cassian scrambles up the rope and sort of beelines it back through the broken window. Astra, as you're about halfway along, you feel your hand slip. You're clinging on with the other hand.
Wrap my tail around the other.
Yeah. You take a moment to steady yourself. Just try not to look down at the very distant water beneath you. No.
Whilst they're climbing, I'm just gonna start looking for our things.
The room is pretty wrecked. There's smashed cabinets and a smashed desk. There's above the mantelpiece. There's looks like it used to be a picture up there, which has been shattered to smithereens, and a safe with a door blasted off its hinges.
And I'm assuming I can see our stuff in there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to reach in there, take one of my swords, and then glance out at the others coming and just start looking around the room whilst I've got a minute to see if there's anything else I can find as well.
Yeah. The smashed desk and smashed cabinets look like anything that they might have once yielded is now blown to pieces.
Helpful.
Sariel comes into the room, like having come off the rope, and looks back out. Astra, are you okay?
Yes, don't worry, I'm coming.
Make another dex check.
Okay, guidance again, god damn it. You're naughty, so not interested.
Not for you.
8.
It's slightly better. It's wobbly and it's windy out here, so it's buffeting you a bit, but you gradually make your way along the rope with your tail helping you. into the room.
I'm in as well.
Yeah, everyone's in.
I'll start distributing people's stuff out of the safe.
Bag.
Pass you bag and pouch.
Pouch. Oh my god. Astra just like sort of collapses to the floor and just holds it to his chest and just breathes.
Is it alright?
Yeah, I think. Is it alright if I look at it? It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's
Yep.
no different to how you last left it.
Okay.
I want to ask you where you're keeping that thing, but now's perhaps not the best time. Is there anything else in the safe?
Yes, if you take a moment to take a look.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, please.
Okay, you find a relative treasure trove
Ooh.
with what looks like all of Angelique's expensive and valuable belongings.
Stolen belongings.
So, you find a total of 120 platinum,
Oh my god.
various increments of platinum, gold, and silver.
Something so 30
that
platinum each.
Yeah.
30 platinum each.
You also find a diamond, 2 rubies, and 3 stones that will need an intelligence check to identify.
Ooh. Cassian, what are these?
Sure. Just straight intelligence.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah. You find, as well as the diamond and the rubies, 3 bloodstones.
Ooh.
These are bloodstones.
You also find 2 potions of greater healing,
Ooh.
a light hollow metal tube, about 1 foot in length, but it will need identifying.
Hold it out towards Astra and just tap it on him till he takes it.
He just takes it and it just sort of gets enveloped in his hug again.
And you also find a more detailed map of the version that you found earlier, Cassian, in the bureau. A detailed map of what the completed dig site will look like.
Does it look like a big arcane rune?
It looks like a big ritual circle with a number of runes around it. So these are the shapes you've been digging, including a structure in the center of the site that's been circled. Written in skinny cursive letters, you see notes that Angelique has written on the Ascension. She includes a tally on one side of the map with 150 circled several times underneath the tally. And in another corner, you see some scribbles of little cube shapes and a note, bone dust equals consume to assimilate, question mark?
Ooh!
The sugar.
Kill her. I'm gonna fucking kill her.
So that's what you find in the safe.
Cassian is looking over these blueprints, and the more he looks, the more his hands like tighten around it.
Cassian?
We have to go here.
Yes.
We have to stop this. I have evidence drying out of correspondence she had with the Sea Shadow?
The Shadow Sea Disciples.
The Shadow Sea Disciples?
Does any of the Shadow Sea mean anything?
No, none of us will have ever heard that name.
She asked me a bunch of questions about my relationship with Leah. And it seems our friend Hugo has also made a pact with her. Neither of us get a hit on each other because of it.
Sarah was going to take a look at the map. No. I'm not sure what this means.
Let me have a proper look.
Yep, make an Arcana check. Now that you can see the completed version of what's being dug.
11.
You're still not exactly sure what it means. You've never really seen anything in this configuration before, but with the different schools of magic entwined into it, so necromancy, conjuration, transmutation, it seems to be some sort of binding ritual.
She kept talking about putting her body to rest. Letting her ascend.
Ascend?
And whatever she means, I don't like it. I received word from Leah for the first time in a while last night, and all it said was help. I feel like she's dying. If that's possible.
consume to assimilate?
She had some strange sugar that she put in her tea.
She
Ground up her bones.
she's consuming Madame Nostrada's dead body to
Maybe
assimilate.
maybe she wants to ascend to some sort of patronage power.
Or it's something I haven't heard of happening ever in our recorded history, but in old religious texts, mortals can ascend to forms of deities with enough power behind it.
Well, the clock is ticking on this apparently,
Okay.
so...
Now look at the map. And look at my arm map.
Yes.
And try and figure out whereabouts we are from the turns and the passages that I've drawn compared to what's on the sigil, if it's like...
Okay. A portion of the path you took was underground, so without having any sort of open sea above you.
Yeah.
So you would think that the tunnels led underground to each portion, so
Yeah.
like each rune that's being carved in,
Okay.
and then comes up, when it comes up to the surface, that's where you can see the rune carved into the seafloor.
Right. So to get a reading on this, we're going to have to see it from above. But it's going to be in the middle of those nasty corpses, surely.
Corpses?
Yes, they were tied to the seafloor. Just all the way around.
Anybody that got sick or couldn't dig, the old man from yesterday was there.
Oh. How delightful.
Astra's finally like gonna tie this pouch to his belt again, just like no. And a metal pipe, he suddenly realised he's holding. And it's like, what is this? Goes into the bag of holding and just stands up.
Okay, Captain Hoffman seemed to indicate there'd never been a time before where they hadn't swapped out the shifts with the group.
Yes, there was... No one came up to meet us and go back into the cells.
So I'm assuming they're working harder to get
We've
this
got everyone
finished.
out.
Hugo said that the ceremony was about to begin last night.
We have to prepare ourselves and we have to go down now.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe we can head them off and stop this before they even start it.
Please.
We're not having a near miss like we did in Kassan.
No. And she's an evil woman. She needs to be stopped.
Hoffman said that they're already looking for her in Farrelstadt. They want her alive. If we can stop her, we can take her there. The Viscountess can deal with her.
Cassian.
He looks like he's biting his tongue at that.
If you've got something to say, spit it out.
You're right, I just...
You're angry,
She hurt someone very important to me, Vanden.
and so she should be punished. Justly. It's no punishment to her if you kill her. It's almost like an easy way out.
Punishment should be given just and true. If you take it into your own hands and just murder her, then she's not going to get punished properly.
You don't have to convince me of it, I'm just cross.
I know. So we're on the same page.
Okay, so we need to find our way down again.
And then... I'm assuming fight these guards and the people with the hoods.
So many of them.
And underwater. Has anyone fought underwater before?
No.
No.
Well... Taps undertow. My sword was built to be used underwater in the first place, so... That's fine. I might not be able to cast magic properly, apparently.
What do you mean?
It kept flitzing on me.
Because your spellbook?
Picks it up. He's got it tied to his side again.
Does it look wet still?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's getting weaker, so I'm guessing. So is my magic. Fantastic. I could try and turn 3 of us invisible.
You could try, but then what happens if it doesn't work properly?
And then I've wasted some of my reserves.
Then we don't do that. But let's get moving.
Let's get back onto the ship at least. Nothing else in here that we need.
Yeah. Head back to the window and start climbing out.
Yep. Everyone make a dex check.
I'm gonna have a macaroon on my way out.
A dry macaroon.
Dry macaroon on my way out.
Yes.
14.
21.
You're flying.
I have wings.
No, make a dex check.
Make a dex check to get out the window.
It's very windy.
Just climb out
I will stay and untie the rope whenever we cross, so we're not
Yeah.
leaving evidence that we've been here.
Yeah, probably a good idea. I mean, your weapons and all of your stuff is gone from her stash, but...
Yeah, but the room's destroyed.
Ta-da.
That could have been anyone.
Hugo got greedy.
Stupid Hugo.
Stupid Hugo.
It was a fishman.
Pulling out my necklace again,
Mm.
just with any hope at all.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one last thing you can do for me before we do this, just point us in the right direction.
Feel your book getting warm against your side.
Scramble open to a page, to a blank page.
Yep. In the same gold swirling ink, you see a compass drawn out and an arrow.
Just steady it until it
Yeah, it's
is ahead.
gold ink sort of switching and turning, but points in a direction out to sea.
That way.
We have a course. We've got lives to save. Get the sails up.
Sam nods and immediately starts barking orders at people.
Thank you.
Just to help us best as can
Yeah.
on ship.
Get the sails down. Get moving in that direction.
Yep, and start making your preparations, getting yourselves armed and ready once again. And the Reveller makes course following this golden arrow. You sail out for maybe 15 minutes. It's not too far. And as you supposedly reach where you're meant to go, the compass vanishes on the page.
This must be it.
Down.
Furl the sails again. We stop here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go up to Sam. There are numerous prisoners down there.
How many are we talking?
How many were in the group with us? Like
With your
50?
group, about 50.
How many in total? How many people in naval uniforms did we kind of spot?
12-ish? 10, 12?
Okay. Probably more than 100, but amongst them are some military officers from Farrelstadt.
Okay. You want us to take them back, or?
I know you've already done a lot for us, bringing us all the way down here. But if you could do this one last thing, if we can get them to the surface, can you take us to Farrelstadt?
He sort of takes a look around the boat, like judging whether it will carry that many people. It's gonna be tight, but we can just about do it. Might need some more of your fish. Nods to Sariel. Of course.
We'll do everything we can. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. You want us to just wait here, or go somewhere, or?
Waiting here is probably the best bet. We can just come up to you.
Just keep an eye on the water, and if anything strange happens, just move 100 feet out of range.
We can do that.
I don't know how long this will take, but Cassian can contact you again.
He's just like staring out over the water right now, but he nods.
Thank you, Sam.
Godspeed.
Go over to the edge. Are we ready?
Yes.
One ready.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Dives.
Vanden will just jump off the side this time, no hesitation.
That's growth. Everyone climbs, jumps, swan dives into the water, ducking back beneath the bobbing waves and getting your bearings in the current. You make your way back to the site that you had all too recently escaped from. Between the four of you, it isn't difficult to navigate back towards it. And before long, the scale of Angelique's project becomes all too apparent in this new seabird's eye view. Surrounded by tethered, floating corpses of perished workers, A circle of runes carved deep into the ocean floor stretches out far beyond your vision, several 100 feet in diameter. While the majority of the fabrication is dug into the ground, one point in the center shimmers into view and catches your attention, the only upright structure in this sprawling mass of tunnels. As you approach, the water suddenly lights up with a dim arcane glow. The excavated runes shimmer into clearer view with a green luminosity that is mirrored in the eyes of the floating corpses. As you watch in alarm, the mouths of the corpses open, and a bizarre, monotonous chanting emits from their gaping, rotting lips.
Oh.
The ceremony has begun. Spurred onwards, you swim directly for the structure in the center of the circle. Broken columns and toppled walls suggest the bare bones of a ruined temple, long lost and abandoned beneath the waves. Around the perimeter of the ruin, the hooded figures chant with the same string of phrases you heard from the mouths of the dead workers, all directing their chorus to a figure in the center. In an ostentatious throne, Angelique Lemoyne sits serenely, her beautiful face marred by glyphs and sigils carved into her forehead, her cheeks, her throat. In her lap is a pile of bones. As you approach, she opens her eyes to reveal glowing green orbs beneath her lids, and an expression of fury darkens her features. No! I'd like you to roll initiative.
Oh!
Did you
yes.
crit, baby?
It's what I deserve.
So, this is underwater combat, so rules are a little bit different. All melee weapon attacks are at disadvantage underwater, except dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident, so anything that does piercing damage.
Sick.
All ranged weapon attacks are at disadvantage, except crossbow, javelin, or net. All fire damage is halved underwater. Non-magical fire does nothing at all. Any lightning damage deals a 15-foot sphere of damage because it spreads out in the water. You cannot be knocked prone, and being knocked unconscious leads you to sink 30 feet per round. Like, not that that should be too much issue
we're
because
on
we're on
base.
flat ground,
Okay.
but if that occurs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Cassian, you are up first. And you see Angelique in the center, and Hugo not far away from her.
Mm-hmm.
Circling around them, you can see more of these hooded figures. They are the green guys.
Okay.
And then more of the sea spawn guards, and
Okay.
they are the skellybobs.
Alright. Seeing as he has a hasted action, and he can go twice,
Okay.
he will use his first action to try an Eldritch Blast
Okay.
on one on each of the sea spawn closest to him on this side here.
As it's you and your magic is all over the
Pretty.
place right now, roll a
Roll a
d4.
One.
Shoots out and straight towards the two guards.
Okay.
Roll to hit.
Okay. So one for each of them. Oh no, one's a 2 on the dice, but the other one comes to 19
Yep, that will hit.
for 10 points of force damage.
Okay.
And then he will move 10 feet closer
Okay.
just to get us out of a little cluster. And now you know what? Walk up to that first one's melee range.
Yeah.
Use his bonus action to activate Blur on his sword.
Okay.
So the water around him starts to wiggle.
Shift and shimmer.
People are now at disadvantage to hit him.
Okay.
And then using his other hasted action, he will take a swing with the sword.
Yeah.
Nope. It's a
What?
10 to hit.
Just misses.
Just misses. That's fine.
Sort of wafts past this guard, who backs up out the way and hisses at you. It is Angelique's turn.
No.
Bitch.
She looks furious to see all of you back, and especially furious to see you. She shoots Hugo a glance, and he... Cassian, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
That's a crit 23.
Okay, so you'll take half damage.
Okay.
as a string of words in the same language that you've heard the hooded figures speaking in comes from her lips. And she casts dissonant whispers on you. So 13 halved is 6 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
She's going to stay right where she is with the bones in her lap. And it is Vanden's turn.
I'm mad if this doesn't hit. Going to put myself where I have a clear shot at Angelique.
Okay.
Pull out the javelin of lightning.
Okay.
And I'm not going to fuck around. I'm going to add a precision dice to this.
Okay.
One of my combat maneuver dice. Oh yeah, that's going to hit. That's like over 30. Screaming out the command word to turn the attack into lightning damage as I hurl it towards her.
Okay.
And it strikes. So that's going to be, first of all, 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then
Yes.
This is lightning.
lightning.
Okay.
So in a 15-foot sphere around her.
Which is 3 out from each side.
Yep, so that will catch Hugo and the 2 Seaspawn behind her.
Nice.
They're all going to take 11 lightning damage.
Okay. Javelin hurls out of your hand and hits Angelique in the shoulder, which she screams out, a flurry of bubbles rising to the surface as lightning zaps out in 15 feet from where the javelin hit, hitting both Hugo and the Seaspawn guards behind her.
Cool. That's my first attack.
Okay.
I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Mark Hugo. Hunter's Mark, there it is.
Cool. So he is Hunter's marked.
And I am concentrating.
Yep.
So, hurls the javelin, throws out another hand with a glimmer of magic from his signet ring and casts Hunter's Mark on Hugo. And then he's going to swing his short sword towards the nearest guy next to him.
Okay.
That's not going to hit.
Okay. What was it?
A 9.
Okay, but you got a decent hit on them.
Yeah.
The javelin. Cool. That is Astra's turn.
Can I please be moved so I'm ducking slightly behind the rock?
Nice.
And as I'm swimming along to it, I'm going to look towards Angelique. I'm casting silence. So that is a 20-foot sphere centered on her.
Okay. Is that a save?
Nope.
Oh,
That's just silence.
damn.
You're just concentrating now, yeah?
Yep. That's why I've hidden myself. So for the duration, it's 4 squares out from her.
So that guy,
Hugo and her.
Hugo and her.
So that entire area at the back.
No spells.
No spells. They can't hear or say anything. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage because the sound won't travel.
Okay.
And creatures are deafened while entirely inside it. Casting a spell that requires verbal components is impossible.
And it also would mean that any of the hooded figures who are caught in it, their chanting will stop.
Yes.
Ooh, excellent.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
So you can see the greenish glow that was coming from all of the runes around the outside of the ruined temple starts to flicker a little bit as some of them lose their concentration with their chanting.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to Mantle of Majesty myself.
Okay.
Just cause.
Just cause. That one will see the spell that Astra has just thrown out and just trying to say words and nothing coming out. We'll look at Angelique and see her doing the same thing, her screaming and shouting but no words coming out. We'll just back up out of the range. So that one turns to you, the rest of them just carrying on with what they've been tasked with. In a 20-foot square, squirming ebony tentacles
Oh no!
erupt up from the ground, Can Cassian and Vanden make dex saving throws, please?
7.
Okay.
I know we've been tied up together.
So you will take 9 points of bludgeoning damage each.
Concentration check. Cool, nat 20.
And you are restrained. You can use your action to make a dex check or a strength check to try and get out of it. And the two of you are restrained.
Cool. Joy of joys.
And that is making the area difficult terrain. It is Hugo's turn.
He's silenced.
He is silenced. Let's see if he can work that out. Got a 1 on the dice and he's got a -1 intelligence.
Oh, Hugo. You got no idea, honey.
Hugo have no idea.
Leo, why are you fucking with this guy?
I would love to know.
He will, not realising what's going on, and not hearing Angelique with no words coming out, so not knowing that anything's really awry, will try and cast Eldritch Blast, but as it's a verbal component, tries to say something and just finds he can't cast the spell.
Hell yeah!
So that is his turn. Sariel's turn. She is warily eyeing the square of tentacles that has erupted up in front of her, and she's going to try and move around it. So it's all the way up here. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll say she can get to there, climbing up onto that space. She is going to try and cast Fairy Fire on those two sea spawn and the hooded figure who's currently concentrating. Right, so dex saves from each of them. Hooded figure also fails.
They are all fairy.
They are all fairy fired. And Sariel is concentrating.
Yeah.
So many hula hoops.
So many hula hoops. Okay, so each of those enemies lights up in purple fire that's swishing and swirling in the water.
Nice.
And you have advantage to hit them. Okay, next is the guards. Gonna have one move there, and one move above you. And they can each make 3 attacks.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm gonna lose my concentration.
It first of all hits out at you with 2 fishy claws. That's cocked. That is a 11 to hit.
Nope.
And a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So you'll take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And then from its back, a tentacle warps out of it and swipes forward to hit you.
Nonni.
Nonni.
Grand.
That's a 22.
Well, yes, that's gonna hit.
Does a 22 hit?
I'll kill you.
That's 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep, that's fine.
The other one will do the same. That's a 6 to hit and an 18.
18 hits.
3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep, that's fine.
And then another tentacle will swipe out and try to hit you. That's only a 13.
Wait.
Doesn't hit.
Okay. The 2 next to you, Cassian, will do the same. 14 to hit.
Miss.
That's 2 10s, so that's 2 14s.
Okay.
And then the other guy will do the same. One's not going to hit, and then one's a 23.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
That is 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then each of them will try and hit you with a gross tentacle. That's an 8 and an 11, so no.
Nice.
The other 2 will move forward to stand in front of Angelique.
Nice.
Back to the top of the round. It is Cassian's turn. So, being restrained within the tentacles, you will automatically take damage as they thrash around you.
Okay.
It's 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Foregoing the need to save, he's just going to Misty Step out
Okay.
to directly behind the guy who cast the spell.
Yep.
But like, I guess where he wouldn't be in the silence. So if it's
Yeah, not in the silence though.
okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
And like, there's nothing to lose if this doesn't work. He's going to take an advantage swing with his sword, casting Booming Blade because it's a cantrip.
Okay. Roll me a d4 to see if the cantrip works.
4.
Doesn't take, I'm afraid.
That's fine, but the sword can still hit. 19 on the dice, 25 to hit
Yep.
for 6 points of damage.
Okay.
It needs to make a concentration check.
Yep.
For the tentacles.
Come on.
No lower than a 10.
Yeah, he rolled a 9. Tentacle's gone.
Thank God. Oh my God. I am free.
You're free from tentacle
Free
hell.
from tentacle hell.
You've saved me. Why?
Vanden.
Okay, is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay. Angelique. Okay. Let's see if she can figure out what the heck is going on.
Hides my face behind a rock.
Don't look at me.
Well, she's not sure what's going on exactly for the moment. She's going to just take the dodge action.
Okay.
Vanden, it's your turn.
Cool.
No longer impeded by tentacles.
I'm gonna sling my use of Chaos Bolt, fling out a hand again, and this like twisting, changing orb of magic flies out towards the sea spawn. For 14 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Nice. So that's gonna do 2d8s
Oh, something.
plus a d6 of damage. Okay. Oh yes. So one of those, I get to pick the damage type off a list based on, I get to pick one of the d8s. Lightning. So that's going to be 13 points of lightning damage in a 15-foot sphere.
Centered on which one?
The one on the
This
right.
guy.
That guy
We'll
there?
get all 4 of them.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
So having used that, I will risk the opportunity attacks from both sea spawns.
Okay, so let them just do that quickly.
Yeah.
Do they get advantage as they're flanking you?
Yeah.
So, first one, what do you even hit with? First one is a 21 to hit.
Yep.
And the second one is a... That's not going to hit. So one of them will hit you for 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Come on. Yes. Okay. That's me making my concentration checks. Luckily I have a +6 to con saves. So I'm going to charge past them, letting him strike me.
Yeah.
Not fucked. And take my first attack against Hugo with a short sword.
Okay.
That's a 19 to hit.
One second. Yeah, that'll hit.
What does Hunter's Mark get you with him as well?
I get an extra d6 of damage. Is it a d6? Yeah, I think it is a d6.
Yeah.
The extra d6 of damage type, so piercing. First attack, 7 points of piercing damage.
Yes.
Take my second attack against him.
Yep.
That's higher.
Okay.
Oh no, 18, sorry. Lower.
Yeah, that'll hit still.
For 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then I might as well take a bonus action 2-weapon fighting with my other short sword. Yeah, that's even higher.
Cool.
For a straight 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay, so you lay into Hugo.
Yeah.
He's still wearing this gauntlet that you saw earlier, Cassian, and he brings it up to try and defend himself, but Vanden is too quick for him.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That is my turn.
Okay.
Cool, that is.
Astra.
Swimming 15 feet up. I'm gonna cast. Aimed at Hugo. Astra's gonna cast a burning bolt.
Ooh.
Oh shit, pardon?
What
A what?
It's gonna cast guiding bolt. It's the second level.
Astra's making an attack?
A physical attack?
A magical attack.
Oh shit! Okay.
Oh fuck.
It's better fucking hit.
Please hit.
Come on.
It's not gonna hit, is it? 13?
I'm sorry, it doesn't hit.
I knew it wouldn't. Fuck. Okay.
Goes wide and he ducks out the way as he sees you swimming upwards.
Ash like, oh, okay, I tried that. And he's gonna use the rest of his movement to duck back down. Which is why he only went 15 foot up. I'm really lightheaded.
So it is the priest's turn. This one is going to speak out in this language you don't understand to this one, seemingly giving them an instruction. And it is going to move up to you, Astra.
Oh no.
Opportunity attack?
Yeah.
At advantage.
Oh no.
Fired.
17.
To hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll hit.
9 points of piercing damage.
Okay. So that one's going to go up to you, Astra. And reach out to touch you in the chest.
Oh no.
That's a 17 to hit.
Damn it, that hits.
Okay, you will take 15 points of thunder damage as a shockwave blasts through you. It casts thunderous touch.
Dang.
Because what do I need to roll to keep my concentration?
Just
10.
yeah, over 10.
16.
Okay. So you're still concentrating, but this thing is up against you.
Okay.
Let's see if the other guy realizes as well. Yeah, he's worked it out. He will also move back. And the chanting will continue. Where it's been flickering, where some of them were initially thrown off, the light expands and gets brighter. Hugo, let me just take a moment to see if he's realised what's going on with the silence. Yeah, he's not smart, but he realises something's up. And like, oh wait, hang on.
Which he tries to say out loud to himself and then realises he can't hear himself speaking. It's like, oh.
Usually that's the only way he can hear himself.
Yeah.
He ain't got no thoughts.
He is gonna make a swipe at you with his gauntlet.
Ooh.
So that is a brain mass 18 to hit.
18 hits.
And you will take 4 points of piercing damage as he backhands you with this thing and swipes you across the face.
Ooh.
Okay. Ow.
Not the face again. Okay. Yeah, that's still over 10.
Okie dokie. He is going to move around you to stand here. So yeah, he will just be on your other side, trying to get away from whatever's going on.
Cool.
Okay, Sariel is going to take a primal savagery swipe at the sea spawn that's next to her.
At advantage.
At advantage.
Yeah.
That's a 15, which will hit.
Nice. We love to see it.
We'd love to
Come
see
on,
it.
Sariel.
So 12 points of acid damage as she rakes her claws across this thing's face and its skin bubbles with the acid. Next it is the guard's turn. They are loyal to these priests, so they see this one moving off and will follow. Each of them will rain down on you with mottled grey claws. So first one is a 13.
Doesn't hit.
Okay. Second one is a 22 rather.
That hits.
So that is 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, let me just roll my concentration. Nope, concentration's gone.
Oh, no.
Silence is gone.
Okay, so right. And it will take another swipe at you with its tentacle. That's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then a second one. It's going to do the same thing. That's a crit.
Okay.
10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
15 to hit.
That hits.
4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then a tentacle. That is only an 11. That's not going to hit.
That doesn't hit.
Okay. That's them. Those two. One of them is going to go for Sariel, one's going to go for Cassian.
Disadvantage on me.
Okay, so I'll do Sariel first. 13 is the highest, that doesn't hit. And then the tentacle, that's a 20, that'll hit. For 8 points of bludgeoning damage on her.
And a concentration check.
Concentration check. 14, she makes it.
Nice.
And then the one on Cassian is going to take some attacks at a disadvantage.
Because of the blur.
Yep. So it's first unarmed strike is 8 to hit.
No.
That's a natural 1. And then disadvantage tentacle is 11.
No.
That's a hit.
Cannot see through the
Cannot.
blood.
And then those two by Angelique are going to go and flank Vanden.
Of course they are.
Of course they bloody are.
Right. So, first one. Advantage unarmed strike. 18 to hit
Yep.
for 3 bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
And then second unarmed strike for 16 to hit.
That hits.
Again, 3 points of bludgeoning damage, and then a tentacle. 18 to hit.
Yep.
So 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, really fucking wearing me down.
And then the second one.
Below a third of my health.
13, that's not going to hit.
Nope.
Less. And a 16
That hits.
for another 3 bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
Okay, that is their turn. Back to the top of the round. Cassian.
So, what we can sort of gather is that with all these priests still chanting, like, Angelique is just trying to get this over and done with. So, Cassian's going to use his movement to get to here,
Okay. Are you able to reach him from there? Yeah.
and he will take the disadvantage opportunity attack.
Yep. Disadvantage. It's 18 to hit.
Yeah, that still hits.
Yep. That is 6 points of bludgeoning damage as it swipes out.
Okey-dokey.
As you leave its melee range.
And it might not work. He's gonna try and cast Arms of Hadar, because they're both within 10 feet of him.
Okay, can you roll a d4?
Come on, please.
1.
That hits.
Okay, they both need to make a strength 15 save for me.
Okay.
Come on, come on.
Strength save. So the first one is a 12.
Okay.
Second one is a nat 20.
Okay. Okay. 16. So the first one takes 18 points of necrotic damage
Okay.
and can't use reactions until my next turn. And then the other one will take 9 points of necrotic damage and can take reactions.
Okay, are you doing anything else?
No, that's my turn.
Okay, Angelique. So she's going to look towards Hugo and scream out to him, "You will not defend me at all costs, Hugo! Defend me at all costs!" And she's going to use an inspiring strike on him.
Hello?
So she can direct him in order to defend her. So he can move his full movement on her command, and he can make one attack against a creature of her choice. So he is going to leave Vanden's range.
Nice.
So 1, 2, 3. He's going to move to stand in front of her.
Come on, opportunity attack, come on. Yes, 24.
Yep.
So I'm adding brace, which is a superior die to reactions. And then 2d6.
Okay. Is that including Hunter's Mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
14 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Yeah, he takes the hit and you can see a waft of blood seeping out into the water.
Yes, die, fucker.
But she screams out these words to him and his head just instantly turns away, like ready to defend her at all costs. It's as though she's charmed him with her words, essentially. So he comes up to stand there and he's going to fire 2 Eldritch Blasts. Let's see if he can, first of all. There's my table. Ooh, interesting. So, right, so he will fire out 2 Eldritch Blasts, one at Cassian, one at Vanden. And as he does so, and the beams hit their intended targets, the energy that they produce extends out in a 10-foot sphere.
Okay.
So we'll hit both of the Seaspawn guards and those 2 Kraken priests.
Okay.
Let's first of all see if it hits each of you.
Disadvantage to hit me.
Okay, let's do that first.
Stressed as it sounds.
What's your
Okay,
stats?
little
You go.
mini. Come at me.
Come at me, I'm a himbo.
Okay. That is an 11 to hit Cassian.
No.
Okay, and then Vanden. That does not hit either, but
So I guess it does nothing.
it does nothing to each of you, but then the force damage extends out in a 10-foot sphere on each of them. 4, so each of them will take 2 damage.
Okay, that's something. If it shakes them from concentrating on chanting, it's good.
Vanden, your turn.
Bonus action, second wind.
Okay.
Okay.
Give myself a d10 plus 5 hit points back. Nice, 14 hit points back because I was doing rough. And then I will take the opportunity attacks.
One's an 18, one's a 20. 3 damage and 4 damage.
Nice. Nice. Okay. 7. Cool. Now, get it.
Get it.
I will take first attack at Angelique.
Okay.
That's a 15.
Does not hit. Glances off her, and it's as if the clothes that she is wearing, they sort of ripple when you hit it.
Does Hugo look rough at all?
Hugo is looking pretty rough.
I'll take my second strike at him instead.
Okay.
That's a 25.
Yeah, go ahead.
At least you do good damage to him.
Yeah, exactly. So that's 10 points of piercing damage.
Yep. Whose turn? The priest's.
Astra.
Oh, sorry, I missed you, sorry.
I'm going to risk the opportunity damage from those 3. I'm swimming over the rock and heading towards that other rock.
One's a natural 1, but one's an 18.
18 hits.
That's 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. As I'm swimming, I'm going to use my bonus action, Mantle of Majesty, and use a Mantle of Inspiration, and use a Bardic Inspiration token to give the 3 of you 8 temporary hit points.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you can now move up to your speed without provoking opportunity attacks if you want. So, like, if Sariel wants to move.
Our full speed.
Yeah.
I'm coming over here.
Yeah. You
Yes.
can move your full speed immediately.
I wish you else know where I am.
Where does Sariel want to move? She's gonna move there.
Okay.
Oh my god, please.
It's here or away from him?
Away from him.
And then for my action, I'm aiming at Angelique.
What are you trying to do?
Guiding bolt goes wide.
Oh, okay. Is that everything you're doing?
That's all I can do.
Okay. The priest. The priest.
Priest.
This one is going to return to where he was.
Mm.
And they're just going to continue. Hugo turns to the both of you, starting to look a little desperate, figuring out that his magic is way off kilter right now. He is going to swipe out at Cassian with his gauntlet.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Because my blur is still up.
Yep.
No one has bothered to disarm me, so I'm just like, ha ha!
That's cocked. That is a 19 to hit.
That still hits.
Okay. So you will take 6 points of piercing damage as he slams you at the side of the head.
Get slammed. Come on and slam.
Don't want to be slammed by Hugo.
Okay. He is going to stay right where he is, right next to Angelique.
Ooh, big protection.
Yep. That is Sariel's turn.
Come on, Sariel.
What can you do, little one?
Come on, beautiful lady.
Love you,
Okay, she is going to hold out a hand and little frost crystals form in the water around her. She is going to cast Frostbite at Angelique.
Ooh.
Angelique needs to make a con save.
Just as cold as her heart.
Come on, Angelique. Fail this one.
Fail that save.
She fails.
Oh, get up.
Angelique takes 4 points of cold damage. The sea spawn.
Those buggers.
Yeah.
Ratty buggers.
Ratty buggers, old bootstrap Bill.
As the chanting of the priests gets more intense and this light is glowing, Angelique's eyes flaring the same colour, they are going to start moving.
Oh, they're backing out of the centre.
Oh no.
It's as if they're moving into the spaces between.
Oh no.
These guys can't quite get there, but
Good.
they'll be on the move. They're on the move. And that's their turn.
Okay.
Back to the top of the round, Cassian.
Again, I have nothing to lose if this fails. He's going to try and booming blade his sword again
Okay.
to make a strike at Hugo.
Roll a d4.
Come on, d4. 4. Doesn't work.
But you can still hit with the sword.
But I can still hit with the sword.
Come on.
That's a natural 1.
Angelique.
We've got you surrounded.
She, even more so than Hugo, has a desperation in her face. And she shouts to the priests, "Just get it done! Get it done!" She is going to turn to Cassian. Her ostentatious throne.
It's out from the back of it.
Yeah, it's like it's on a swivel.
Oh my god. I've been expecting you, Mr. Dearden.
Lazy Susan, but it's a throne.
And reaches out a hand to grab around your neck.
Ooh.
Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
Is this a spell?
Yes.
Counter spell.
That's a 4th level.
If it fails.
Yeah, it's a 4th level counter spell.
Yeah. So she reaches a hand out to try and grab you around the neck to try and cast Bestow Curse.
Oh.
And your counter spell fails.
Try harder next time.
Looks at you with absolute fury and hatred.
Good.
You will not stop my path to ascension!
Oh, I will.
Okay, that's her turn. Vanden.
Okay, baby, let's do this. She's facing away. I'm gonna scoot out behind.
I mean, I don't think. Does she have anything she can use to opportunity attack?
She's more than welcome to.
She will try.
Opportunity fist.
Opportunity secret dagger.
Oh,
As she hears you moving behind her, swipes a dagger out from her belt, and thrusts it forward to try and stab you with it.
She spins the Lazy Susan in the other direction.
The Lazy Susan fails her,
Dang it.
and she misses you, goes wide.
She just
Okay.
keeps spinning.
Yeah.
Advantage check on Hugo.
Okay.
It's a 15.
To hit.
Yeah.
One moment while you go.
Hugo?
Just misses him, I'm afraid.
You got more
Second
attacks.
And a bonus action on him.
Okay.
17.
Yeah, that hits.
That's gonna be 9 points of piercing damage.
He looks like he's on his very last legs.
I guess I'll take my last one at him as well then. Yeah, higher.
Yep.
13 points of damage.
You have the floor on him.
Vanden just uses the first attack, sort of misses, feints with it, jams one short sword through him, and then the other one just straight through his throat.
Two swords come out the back of Hugo's body, blood just filling the water around you, and he slumps forward onto your swords. Angelique screams out in fury.
I told you we had you surrounded. Now surrender. I'm just gonna pull the swords out so his head just comes off.
Yep.
In fact, I will use I will use the last of my movement to get back to flanking Angelique.
Okay, sure. Astra.
He's just gonna try one more time. He's gonna try one more time with Guiding Bolt. Just completely infuriated that this evil thing has been allowed to desecrate anything. He's just gonna reach up with his hand on the symbol of Malora around his neck and cast Guiding Bolt
At Angelique.
at Angelique.
Come on.
Please. Fuck. No. Goes wide again. That's my 4th level spell slot one.
The priests are just chanting, although you can see them looking amongst each other now that Hugo's gone. You can't really see any expressions on their faces with their hoods up, but
Conspiratorial priests.
yeah, they seem to be sort of sharing glances at each other as they keep chanting. Sariel is going to just try the same thing again. Do another frostbite on Angelique. Angelique makes it, so the ice just fizzles up into the ocean. The guards are gonna carry on moving. They can't get all that far.
Good.
He's just kicking their little feeties trying to swim
Right,
over.
off we go. We've got places to be in, and that's their turn. They're just gonna stay in their assigned spots. Back to the top, Cassian.
I'm gonna try and take the bones from her.
Okay. So just sort of snatch them off her lap.
Reach out and just grab them. Like, you don't get to do this to the best friend I've ever had.
Okay, sure. So her strength check against your dex check.
4.
3.
I have an arm full of bones.
You do have an armful of bones.
You found her body.
To which Angelique looks furious. What's she going to do to you as it's her turn? I mean, is there anything else you're doing?
Hold bone.
Hold bone.
Move away.
Back off.
Back off.
Back off.
Okay.
How far?
Just enough to get out of one more space.
You see the absolute hatred in her eyes as she watches you leave with these bones in your arms, and a wave of force travels from her head to yours. Can you make a wisdom save?
Ooh.
17.
That fails, I'm afraid.
17 fails.
You hear in your head, "You give this back to me! This is what I was born for! I will ascend to greatness!" And you take 11 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
She casts Dissonant Whispers into your head.
And I have to run 30 feet away from her with my bones. You give those back, she says, making me run away.
That's her turn. Vanden.
Okay. Might not be an advantage anymore. But a bitch is going down. Come on. 16.
That hits.
Cool. I am going to add, I have 2 more precision dice.
Okay.
I'm going to add restraining strike. First I'm going to roll damage
Okay.
with, I will say at the same time, bonus action moving my hunter's mark onto her.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll damage first of all for 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And as I do, can she make me a strength check?
Let's find out.
So I make
That's cocked. That's 13.
13. Oh, 8 plus 6. 14.
Okay, so what
She's
happens?
restrained.
Okay.
So
So you've
she.
got your sword arm around her shoulders.
Yeah. Got my sword arm around her shoulders. My sword, like, partly stabbed into her stomach where I've just slashed at her. I'm gonna bring my second short sword up to her throat and lean forward and say, "What did I say about surrendering?"
She'll just let out a string of this language, just furious. As she struggles in your grasp.
As she does, I'm just gonna let the blade of my sword just pierce her throat a little bit. I'm trying to intimidate her into surrendering.
I guess roll an intimidation check.
22.
She has been struggling in your grasp since you restrained her, but feeling you mean business by pressing your sword into her throat, she stops fighting you. But
Now, tell your friends to cease whatever it is they're doing and back off.
with everything that's transpired, with Cassian taking the bones from Angelique's grasp and Vanden restraining her, you can see the priests and the guards all looking between each other as though this wasn't on the agenda. They seem to look to one of them as if this one's a sort of higher power than the others. This one turns to regard Angelique for a long time. She stares back at them, just, "You promised me that you would assist me with this!" And just turns and leaves. And the other priests follow suit, just turn and leave.
Swimming away in
Yes.
the bottom of the briny sea.
Yeah.
Bobbing along.
The Seaspawn guards, seeing the priests turn and leave, do the same. Seems they have no loyalty to Angelique now that she's been incapacitated. And you are left on the field with Hugo's corpse and Angelique in Vanden's grasp.
Cassian starts walking towards her. Right. Questions answered now. What's this all about, Angelique?
She stares at you, lifts her chin, teeth firmly clenched, refusing to say anything.
I don't think you're in a position to not be answering me.
Van will just tighten the blade against her throat.
What does it look like?
Why?
Why not?
Was she trying to ascend to godhood?
Of course.
Pathetic. And your friend? What, you sent him after Nostrada? Targeting her?
For someone so stupid, I'm surprised it happened the way it did, but he found a shell washed up on the beach.
Oh, grand.
And I saw an opportunity, and I took it.
So what, you're trying to use her corpse to just absorb whatever strange power?
It's not unheard of.
Just holds the bones tighter. Very uncomfortable.
You're sick, you know that?
She just starts to laugh.
I would just squeeze her throat so tight she can't make any sound. Like turn the flat of the blade against it and squeeze it tighter.
Someone tie her up already. I'm sick of looking at her.
Astra, do you have a rope?
Yes.
Could you assist?
Swim over and tie her up, or give you the rope to tie her up with.
Start lashing it around her.
Yeah. The glow from the ceremony that was being performed is dwindling now that the priests have left, and the green glow to her eyes has faded back to the regular colour.
Having these bones in my arms, just like taking the skull and looking at it.
You hold the skull in your hand, regarding it for a long time.
Just kind of forehead boop it.
Cassian. Around you, the space begins to shift and roll as though watching it through crashing waves, and all at once you find yourself transported away from the ruins and the remnants of the battle, rushing through dark blues and bubbles of the ocean, a watery hand reaching out to you from the depths.
Take it.
You take it,
Of course I do.
and you find yourself in the familiar waters of the Bay of Blades.
Baby.
Before you, you see the familiar carcass of a wrecked ship, beautiful even in the century of degradation, the wood notched and decorated in the style of Ospeia, and long thick strands of kelp floating around it. From the cracked hull of the ship, you see Leah emerge, the giant form of your friend and patron with her long dark hair floating round her weightlessly, her warm brown skin stretched into the dark of the ship you see below you, and her beautiful gold eyes fixed on you as she opens a palm towards you.
Swim up.
Cassian,
Yeah.
I can't believe it's really you. I thought I would never see you again.
I was beginning to think the same of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I didn't come sooner. I didn't realize the situation was so dire.
I suppose neither did I until it was all too late. You've been off adventuring, and I am so happy that you've been able to do that. But I will admit that with you no longer in Minutdale, I have been lonesome.
I'm sorry. I know how that feels.
I think you'll understand then that that is why I reached out to another for company.
He also bites his tongue, but he nods his head.
She sees that and brings you closer to her. None of that.
Sorry. I still get a bit jealous sometimes.
I mean, I obviously wasn't a good judge of character in this case.
No, he was very charming. Just a few bricks loose of a house.
He tricked me, stole me away from this place.
Well, I have you again now.
You do. Since he took me away, I have been slowly losing my power, as I'm sure you will have gathered. And I found that I was getting weaker and I couldn't reach out to you, which broke my heart.
Mine too.
You know, I had, for the longest time, thought that the power that I have been given, whether it's by gods or by sheer willpower, I had thought that it was tied to this mortal body that you hold in your arms. I was unwilling to let it go, you know? I hoped that one day maybe I could be restored to it, or at least that someone would bury me, and that people could come and remember me, my music.
And now what?
I think I have seen the right way to go about this.
Go on.
I want you to cremate these bones. Release my spirit from the mortal world.
Alright. This won't change anything with you here.
You know, I think it will make things even better for us. I can feel a power beyond this mortal realm that I can't quite reach from here.
And without the bones, no more walls?
No.
Okay.
I could speak to you anywhere. I could become more powerful and in turn give you power as well.
Let's start with keeping in touch a bit more. I missed your voice. But yes, as soon as I'm back on land, we will host a grand pyre. I've not cremated bones before. I will do my best and scatter you.
Scatter me over the ocean.
Of course.
I want to be able to see everything and experience the world still.
Mm-hmm. I would love for you to meet my new companion sometime.
I would like that. I've watched over you. And I believe with them you have become the person I knew you could always be.
He laughs, sort of shrugs. They're much better than I deserve.
She reaches up a big finger to tilt your chin up. Looks at you with beautiful golden eyes. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of us.
From here we will be even better than we were before.
We've always made a good team.
And know that you can always talk to me.
And you to me. Please, anytime.
Never again will we be shut away from each other.
I will simply refuse it. I'll catch you up on all of the gossip when I go on traveling.
Missed it.
I've missed
I've
it too.
missed
Okay,
it.
you should probably send me back to my friends now, but I have so much to tell you.
We have all the time in the world.
Yes.
She reaches forward, gives you a kiss on your forehead. You feel a warmth emanating from it, and all over your body. And you look down and see that your henna is drawing itself back onto your skin. You assume from the warmth on your forehead that it's done the same on your third eye tattoo as well. You look better with this on.
I do.
It's elevated.
I felt very drab without it.
You could never be drab.
Stop.
I will see you soon.
To bigger and better things.
She gives you a smile, one of total acceptance, love and understanding.
Just stares at her beautiful giant woman face.
And you immediately find yourself back in the waters of the ruins, a swirl of bubbles fluttering up to the surface around you.
Is everyone still sort of where
everyone's
exactly?
pretty much in exactly the same positions that they were before. Barely any time's passed. It's as though you just sort of zoned out for a second.
Does anybody else need healing? We could do some of that before we go back up. Make sure we're strong.
If you wouldn't mind.
We took a bit of a beating. So Astra will clap you on the shoulder and cast Cure Wounds. Oh, nice. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 hit points back for you.
Thank you.
Sariel?
I'm fine.
Right.
Thank you.
Cassian, you need any more?
He just turns to you guys, and I suppose you can't really see it because they're underwater, but there's just like tears of joy on his face.
You see Cassian's henna start to re-emerge on his forehead and up his arms.
Looks like you're getting your power back.
So is she. There's one last thing I need to do for her, but let's sort this out first.
You look more like yourself again. You get 16 hit points back.
Thank you.
Right. With Angelique, like, bound and gagged,
Probably smart.
Gagged.
Mad gagged.
we'll grab my javelin and Hugo's body as well.
Yeah.
Start swimming.
Start swimming, start dragging them back towards the surface.
Yeah.
And I guess back towards the mines. So
Yeah. As you come out of the ruins, you can see that you're sort of swimming over the top of the tunnels, the mines, whatever you want to call them, and you can see the workers sort of milling around in the tunnels.
How far away are they?
Maybe 15 foot beneath you.
Oh. I will just shoot a message down at... Can I see anyone that we know?
If you keep swimming for a little bit, you do see a group of the Farrelstadt guards, and you see Elias amongst them.
I will send a message, cantrip, into Elias's head. Just, look up. We're above you, and, well, you can leave now. If you swim up, we can take you to our ship.
Elias looks up and looks very pleased to see you all.
beckon him forward with an arm.
He looks a bit tentative as you do that, and swims upwards towards the sort of the top of the trench, very tentatively trying to like tread water for a moment as he judges the situation. Swims a bit more forward, and then swims quicker towards you. We were trapped under there. We tried to swim up and we just couldn't get anywhere. The green light spread out all over the ruins.
Well, this is Lemoyne, and it seems to be over for now.
He gives her a deathly look.
Astra will just keep casting the message cantrip at as many people as he can see, just like, you're free now, please leave.
Get out.
You can get out.
You see the forms of workers starting to swim upwards. There's a lot of people down here, maybe about 150 people.
Ooh.
Start swimming up to the surface.
Yeah. You see quite a big portion of them start swimming in one direction. You assume they're swimming for Lone Rock.
Home sweet home.
Home sweet dirty home.
Good, we can't transport 150 people anyway.
Make a perception check.
8.
14.
12.
Okay. Astra, as you're swimming forward with these little groups of people bobbing up from the trenches around you, you notice in the distance the tethered corpses that have been tied to the ropes. Each of them is slowly moving away, each one being held by a hooded figure, like a balloon at a carnival.
Just, I hate that image. He just slaps Cassian and points over towards the bodies. Where are they taking them?
I have no idea.
We'll grab the gag out of Angelique's mouth.
Unhand me!
Shut up. What do they do with the bodies?
I don't know.
Do we believe her?
Roll an insight check.
Over 20.
Okay.
15.
Yep. You're too busy watching these corpse balloons.
We all flop down here.
No. Yeah. The two of you, she seems pretty genuine. She genuinely doesn't know. It's as if she didn't really care what they did with their side of the bargain once it was done.
Forget it then. Just stuff the gag back into her mouth.
Someone didn't read the fine print.
Some god you were going to be. And keep swimming to the surface.
Yeah. Elias and his men join you. And you just see these priests walking away.
Cool. We swim to the side of the reveller. Mary Kidd looks down confused and yells, "Man overboard!"
Yeah.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Just kind of resigned to it now, just bored. Man overboard again. More ropes get thrown down, and you all clamber back up onto the reveller.
Drag up Hugo's body
Yeah.
and Angelique.
Bones.
We can take care of her now. Let us,
Sure.
we can take her into Ferrostadt custody.
Maybe strap her to the mast.
We can do that. And he instructs his men, and 4 of them manhandle.
As they
Angelique.
do, I'm going to stop them and be like, do you mind if we just check her over first?
Be my guest.
Pat pat down pockets and take that claw ring.
She doesn't have anything in particular in her pockets.
Okay.
Just the ring that's on one finger.
Yeah, check over Hugo's body as well.
Yeah. Again, doesn't have a huge amount on him. Maybe 10 gold pieces. And the gauntlet, of course, that he was wearing.
I would like that.
Okay, the gauntlet. And he's got a ring on his other hand as well.
Yeah, take the ring off.
Yep. Cool. So the Farrelstadt guards lead Angelique away and tie her very securely and expertly to the mast. She's not going anywhere.
Want to swap? This looks more like your style.
Sure.
I don't think gold claw ring really fits my look.
Well, I don't know what it does yet. Let's go sit and figure some stuff out.
Astra walks to the bow of the ship and just sits there.
Follow after Astra.
Go with him. Stick together right now.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your bones?
Oh, the bones are on me. He's not let go of the bones.
Okay.
He's very attached to these bones right now.
Who's got what?
I'm gonna look over the metal rod that I've got my long sippy straw.
Okay. You have discovered a chime of opening.
Ooh.
It's a hollow metal tube measuring about a foot long and weighing about a pound, so it's very light in your hand. You can strike it as an action, pointing it at an object within 120 feet that can be opened, such as a door, lid, or lock. The
Dong! Open up, Cassian.
Yeah.
Dong! Open up, Astra!
That'll be a use expended. The chime issues a clear tone, and one lock or latch on the object opens unless the sound can't reach it. If no locks or latches remain, the object opens. The chime can be used 10 times. After the 10th time, it cracks and becomes useless. So you have
10 use magical lockpick.
10 lockpick.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Wow.
Okay. Who's got what next?
The claw.
Okay. Take a while with this gaudy ring that you prized off Angelique's finger. You have discovered, as you spend some time with it, Lemoyne's clandestine ring.
Ooh.
Come again.
Fancy bitch.
This ring stores potions or poisons imbued into it, holding them until the wearer uses them. The ring can store up to 6 doses worth of potion or poison at a time.
That's how she got us, huh?
Ding ding,
Yep,
pass
she was
drink.
holding your glasses as she passed them over to you.
Twat.
Infuriating.
The wearer can administer the potion or poison contained within the ring to themselves or another in one of 3 ways. By inserting the claw of the ring into an open wound, administering it to an individual's mouth, transferring the potion or poison into food or drink that the individual then consumes. The ring can only store either a potion or a poison in the ring at any one time, not both. These do not have to be the same potions or poisons, but each dose takes up 1 slot. So you could have different types of healing potions in there,
Okay.
but not a potion with those healing potions, not a poison with those
the
healing
potions.
potions, and vice versa. If the ring contains a poison, you have resistance to poison damage while wearing it.
Ooh.
Love a resistance.
Fancy, fancy.
Fancy, fancy. And just, if I've got time as well, since I found those sneaky vials of maybe perfume in her room,
Yeah.
I'll just check those
Yeah,
too.
sure. The 2 perfume bottles that you found contain a pale violet liquid with no particular smell to them. You realise that this is a sleeping poison.
Glad you didn't spray that one on yourself.
So you have 2 doses of sleeping poison,
Cool.
which you can either put into the ring or you can just use as they are.
I'll decide later.
Sure. And Vanden, you have the ring that Hugo's wearing?
Yeah.
So you take a bit of time studying this ring, trying to see what vibe you can get off of it. And as you do, you see in your mind 4 openings, I suppose, like 4 doorways. 3 of them are lit up. One of them is dim and seems to be empty. The first one you look through and you suddenly start to get flashes in your mind, very familiar images. It's Mirrortail.
Oh.
You hear seagulls and smell salt water, hear the sounds of merchants shouting.
Oh.
See very familiar sights flashing before your eyes. You back out of that one, taking time to focus yourself again. and head towards the second door, you see images of Farrelstadt. So you smell rain and gunpowder and hear the shouts of soldiers and the fire of pistols. You step back out of that one and move towards the third door. This is a place you've never been before, so the sights and sound and smells of the place are unfamiliar to you, but it seems to lead to another location. The fourth door that you look into, it's just dim and dark, not sort of suspicious or like in any way malevolent, just empty. You have discovered Arsinoe's Ring of Wayfaring.
Ooh.
Okay. The Ring of Wayfaring grants the user, whether a magic user or not, the ability to travel far distances. The ring contains 4 charges and can record the locations of up to 4 permanent teleportation circles.
Oh shit.
Nice.
1 charge can be expelled to cast Teleportation Circle to one of the 4 stored locations.
Just goes home.
Go home. The location of any permanent teleportation circle can be recorded by the attuned user if they know the sigils of the circle and spend 10 minutes doing so. Additionally, 2 charges can be expelled to cast Teleport to any destination on the material plane. The ring regains 1d4 charges at dawn. At the time of picking up the ring, it has 3 locations recorded. When the ring contains 4 locations, any new location replaces one of the recorded locations of the user's choice. Access to the previous location via the teleportation circle spell is then lost.
It's the Howl's Moving Castle door.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
But a ring.
So you have access to these 3 places and 1 extra.
Does this require attunement?
It does require attunement.
In which case, Vanden will sit very quietly with that and attune.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just sit there, staring into the doorway into Mirrortail, silently.
Baby.
You take the time and you feel the connection between yourself and the ring. Sariel, who hasn't really had anything to identify, has been watching Angelique, making sure she stays very much put. What have you all found?
Well, I found the way that she managed to drug us. Can store poisons or potions.
That's useful.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Astra?
Oh, this metal tube will unlock anything.
You okay?
Yes, I think. I'll be fine.
We've got you.
Vanden? The ring?
I can see Mirrortail.
Oh.
What do you mean?
I think it's some sort of teleportation device.
So we could just go to Mirrortail?
Or Farrelstadt, or some other place that I don't know, but
Wow.
Well, it,
Just like that. Don't have to travel there.
it can take, I think, 8 or 9 people.
Wow.
so we could just go straight back to land.
We could go straight to Farrelstadt with her and some of the soldiers
We could.
and take her straight into custody.
Elias,
Yeah, you see him come up to you from his group of soldiers.
this ring. I can teleport some of us straight to Farrelstadt.
That would be good. Let's do that.
I can't take all of us, but you and the prisoner.
Any of my men, or not enough?
It's 4 of us, 5, 6,
3 more.
3 more of your men.
Yeah, do it. We can go right now.
Can we just do one last thing before we go?
What do you need?
Well, we're out on open water. Is there somewhere I can burn this safely?
Is there something metal we can put things in to burn them?
Yeah, if we can get a metal bowl just to
I'm sure there would be in the kitchen.
Yeah, in the kitchen, we
put the
get
bones
a
in.
large, deep metal bowl.
And
The chef's like, I don't want that back, thanks.
Yeah, you can. He's like, you can keep it.
Sure. And Cassian will take it and put the bones in and just go stand at the front of the ship looking over the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Can Vanden, you can make fire, right?
Yes.
Would you do the honors?
Do you want to say a few words?
Just sort of looks over his shoulder at the three of you and is like, don't laugh at me, please.
We won't.
Thank you. Leah, both of us were alone for such a long time. And I'm glad we found each other, no matter how strange the circumstances. I was a fan of yours in life and a friend of yours in death. I don't know what the future has in store for us, but any favour, you can always call. May the waters flow in your favour. I treasure you.
Astra will start playing the Madame Nostroda song that he heard through Leah's shell.
Cassian will sing the lyrics.
As you do so, you swear you hear music on the wind.
Vanden will sort of gather a firebolt in his hand and just basically hold it into the bowl and just keep shooting the fire
Yeah.
until it burns.
Yeah. It's contained within the metal and doesn't take long to catch. And the bones start burning away into dust.
Cassian just keeps singing to Astra's music. And as soon as they're all ash, he'll just throw it out over the water.
As the ashes leave your fingertips and disperse into the wind, settling in the choppy waters around Lone Rock, you slowly start to notice some of the waves picking up and into the shape of a head and shoulders, cresting the water like a mermaid. The shape coalesces into a full female form, long hair flowing about watery shoulders. She reaches a hand to her lips and holds it out to you. It lingers there for a moment before dispersing again into the waves, the sound of music spilling from the shells around Cassian and Astra's necks.
I wish you could all see her, really.
I saw her.
No, her proper form. She's so beautiful, Sariel.
She was pretty beautiful from what I saw.
The most radiant woman I've ever seen. Aside from you.
I'm very glad you two have each other.
He's crying.
Oh.
And just watching the waves. Very quiet.
Unless anyone's doing anything else, you'll just stand and watch the water.
It's been an appropriate amount of time that it doesn't feel weird or rude to speak again. Now should we finally get away from this godforsaken rock?
Please.
Please.
Let's not come here again.
No, never. Not even once.
Of all the places we visited, let's not come back here.
Okay. Captain,
Warden.
gather whichever men you're bringing.
Yeah, he sort of gestures over his shoulder and 3 men come to join him.
And I'll be right back. And I'll go up to Sam and Marlowe and Mary. We have a faster method of transportation for some of us now. The rest will still need to go to Faustat.
Aye, Captain.
for your trouble, I'm going to give him 100 gold.
He looks very appreciative.
You've done a lot for us.
Thank you. Thank you, Captain.
As I said, a pleasure to sail with you.
If you've been needing passage again, contact us.
I will. Thank you.
Here's your salute.
If anyone else, you haven't seen me.
Okay.
Heads back down to the main deck. Everyone got all your things?
Yes.
Ready.
Okay. Vanden will hold out the hand with the new ring on it.
Mm-hmm.
Concentrate on the doorway to Farrelstead.
Okay.
To sort of tear his focus away from the doorway to Miratail. Look around at the group of us.
Mm-hmm.
Just nod and cast teleportation circle.
Yep. In your mind, as you cast it, the door to Farrelstead starts to glow. And this warm arcane glow spreads out from the ground underneath you, over the four of you, over Angelique, over the Farrelstead Navy men. For a moment, nothing happens, but then, all at once, the group of you vanishes in a flash. Seconds later, your feet find solid ground once more, on a circle etched into stone beneath you. The sky is no longer full of clouds in a blistering tropical heat. You find yourself inside thick, grey stone walls that tower high above you, shivering in the cold air and drizzle. You are stood in a courtyard, the distant sounds of orders being shouted and weapons clashing filling the air. All around you, members of the Farrelstead Navy in their black and gold uniforms mill about the space, until one lets out a cry of urgency at your sudden, uninvited presence. Within moments, 24 swords and spears are turned on you, several pistols raised in your direction, as the first guard cries out, "Intruders! Stop! Drop your weapons at once!" And I think that's where we'll end tonight.
Oh shit!
Okay! Oh!
Go from one trouble to another trouble.
It never ends with
Never
the Dawnbringers.
I don't think we're supposed to be here, guys.
Help.
Maybe you should have called ahead.
I know people.
You know people?
I know people.
What people?
We got the captain of us.
I know the Viscountess personally.
We got some of your soldiers with us.
We have a wanted fugitive.
I'm a wanted fugitive.
I guess we'll pick up on that next time.
Thank you for TMing
Thanks,
session.
Astra.
Oh my god.
That was a lot.
Oh my god.
You did incredible for how
Cassian.
long that was.
My best friend's okay.
It's okay, and she's ascending to a higher
I
power.
love her.
And Angelique is not ascending to a higher.
Fuck Angelique. All my homies hate Angelique.
She gave you macaron. Thank you all so much for watching.
Thank you for DMing.
Thank you guys. We will see you next week, but for now, we are nyxrising, and we love you.
Bye.
Bye! Me want squish. Me want Arctic stress ball fish.
Hello, my friends. It's Cassian. Thank you for joining us through the Sunken Soprano. The Dawnbringers will be back soon, but for now, join us next week for the next part of Winds of Fortune. Don't forget you can support us at patreon.com/nyxrising or check out our Teespring store for merchandise of both shows. And special thank yous as always to our executive producers, Adira A, Emily Hogarth, Jameson M, Lissa, Katelyn Ferguson, Alexandra Johnson, Liam Moran, Mason Scott, and Meghan Charles. Until next time, may the waves guide you ever forwards, and we'll see you on Wednesday.